Hey guys, it's us here, Mark Madman. What?
Now.
Hey guys, it's us here, Mark Madman, with our 43rd Madman Podcast. Your home for all the latest and hottest anime, gaming, and pop culture news for the week and beyond. I'm Madman, and I'm going to be discussing the many topics for today's show on our third live Madman Podcast with our panel, CMoney and Doodle.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Doodle.
Hello.
What's going on?
It's CMoney. We are here.
Happy Saturday.
Woohoo!
Let's go.
It's another week, another Madman Podcast.
Yes.
This is exciting.
Another week, another knock at Xbox.
Hey, they are really getting jacked up.
They
are really getting jacked up.
Listen, they're taking it, though. They're taking the heat. This is so messed up, you guys. I don't understand why anybody has to go under fire like this.
It's because of a little game called Redfall that ruined everyone's faith in Xbox.
Guys,
apparently.
we've had good games, we've had bad games, we've had okay games, and there's never been, that I know of, a situation like this where people are up in arms about it.
There have been other
This
situations.
drastically, though. Like, people may state that, oh, you know, not digging it, don't like it, say a couple of nasty things, but that's the extent of it from what I know. Shintaro, what's up, baby? What's going on? Welcome to the Madman Podcast. I'm liking your new picture.
Now, when No Man's Sky released, Fallout 76, when that released, people lost their shit. Like, probably worse than Redfall.
But
like,
remember, Fallout 76 was a Bethesda situation. That wasn't Xbox. That wasn't an Xbox problem.
Purple Berry in the
Xbox
house, you
particular.
guys.
Welcome everybody. So listen, this interview is like a big thing. Like, this is basically, he talks about a lot of different scenarios here. So I kind of want to
pause throughout.
Well, yeah, kind of watch
and discuss
it
the situation
and stop and talk.
Yes, I like that.
Because there's really a lot that he's like really being transparent, like basically breaking shit down for real. And a lot of people are taking this different ways. So I'm really interested to see how you guys take it.
So I haven't heard anything about it. You just told me this morning or yesterday or last night that there was an interview with Phil Spencer that we should, talk about. So
Absolutely.
I don't know anyone's opinion. So I'm excited. Let's go.
Yeah, we're gonna start it up and let's get it going.
All right.
It's gonna be a fun time together. Phil, let's just jump right into it. And it's a tough way to start this episode. It's my birthday this week, and I didn't want to have to do it like this. But Phil, it's been a tough week in the Xbox universe. As you know, of course, the CMA kind of blocking our acquisition of Activision Blizzard King, and Redfall coming out to poor reviews.
What a
at
whammy.
launch. Let's start off with the top.
Fucking
Phil,
sandwich.
Let's talk about the CMA and, of course, this Activision Blizzard acquisition. How are you feeling about this? What should be the overall mindset for Xbox gamers when we look at this after months and months of conversation?
Yeah, we remain confident. Obviously, the news from the CMA, which for those not tracking all this, is the United Kingdom's regulatory board on acquisitions to block the acquisition. We will be appealing that. That's our plan. We continue to work with the European Union. We'll continue to work with the FTC. I think there are like 14 jurisdictions all up. We're working on approval. I think we have 9 approvals so far.
9 out of 14.
That's a nice amount.
People think they're just going to say fuck it.
Yeah. Disappointing. I've been talking to that group for coming up on a year. They've defined a market of cloud gaming that, in my mind, doesn't really exist yet today. But they have a point of view that maybe we have a lead in a market that is just forming, and that this content could somehow prohibit others from competing in that market. But we'll appeal. We stay on it. The company remains very, very committed. We think Activision Blizzard King is not our strategy, but it is an accelerant for our strategy. So we're still heads down and working through regulatory.
All right. So I don't know. How do you guys feel when you hear about this with the CMA, right? Because obviously everybody's throwing in the towel. Everybody's saying Xbox is not going to get approved. Xbox is done. They're out of this because the CMA blocked this shit, right? So he is pretty much telling you that the reason that they blocked it is obviously because of the cloud gaming scenario, where they're saying, oh, that there's they're going to get too far ahead, and nobody in Britain, right? Because remember, CMA is only about the UK.
It's become such a big deal, but it's just there. They have 14 other acquisitions, and 9 of them have been approved. So
yeah, so we did find out after the fact that they said that in UK, Xbox, Microsoft only has 5,000 capacity for only 5,000 players.
Okay.
In the UK. 5,000 people are the only people in the UK who can play streaming at the same time.
Okay.
Okay. So
that's not many.
Not many at all. Like a negligent number.
Seems like a lot of back and forth, and obviously every gamer counts, right? But
yeah, but they want to shut down the whole world from this acquisition. So that 5,000 people can guarantee to, I don't even know what they're expecting from this. Like, how is it going to grow if they don't do it, right? Like, Xbox has been the one leading the way with cloud gaming right now.
Agreed.
And the only reason it's even a discussion is because they came into it. If Xbox did not put cloud gaming on the map, it would have been cloud gaming was out before.
Agreed.
And nobody gave a shit about it.
Exactly.
So they're supposed to be punished, right? That's the way CMA looks at it. Like, listen, we appreciate you making this a place where people can grow businesses.
But no, thank you.
But no, you're not allowed to do any moves that might make your business do well. What do you feel about that? Man, what do you think about the scenario with the CMA and them blocking it over cloud gaming, which in the UK only represents 5,000 people out of the millions and millions and millions of gamers that they have?
Yeah, that's kind of fucking stupid. Like, you really think that after they put so much energy into trying to make good ties with everyone, try to give them their content, 10-year deals, that they're really going to be like, oh, but no one can have cloud streaming? I mean, that's stupid. You know how many times they try to work with these, like, cloud gaming platforms? They just made deals with other, like, I can't remember the names off the top of my head, but, like, 2 other, like, streaming cloud gaming platforms. Am I correct or not?
Yeah.
Like, just
multiple.
over, like, to give their libraries access on their platform. So that's kind of fucking stupid. It's just looking for an excuse to, like, God, something must block this deal, essentially. Literally.
Well, it just seems so
fishy.
Yeah, it's, like, ridiculous. At the end of the day, they are open to doing this. Like, they literally said, we're open to putting our stuff everywhere.
Microsoft is a very big company. And the fact is, let's keep it real. They're trying to grow even further. But while they're growing, they are going to allow other companies to grow as well.
Yep.
A market that's not like seeing much has the potential to really become something huge. And that says a lot because these companies have a lot of employees. I don't see the downfall in this entire situation. Now, regarding Phil Spencer addressing this whole thing, I'm glad he did. There are a lot of people out there talking hella crap.
Yep.
Like this, first of all, this whole Activision deal, he made it very clear right now. It's not the main thing for us to go ahead with our plans. They have a plan. This is a part of it, but it's not what's going to make this come through for them. So they're going to go and do this regardless of how this situation goes. Now, the fact that he stated that it's been approved 9 out of 14, right?
Yep.
That's to show you that they're not going to go ahead and throw all that away.
No.
That will be ridiculous. So in my opinion, this is either going to go through or they're going to continue without.
Exactly.
It's that simple. And it's really, by the way, it's really nice of them to continue to spend money and continue to fight and try to do this for the gamers, sake, essentially.
Because that's what they're doing this for. They obviously, listen, at the end of the day, they want to make money, right? But at the same time, they're also risking a shit ton of money. Like even their sales of their console, they are foregoing the sales of their console for cloud. Because I don't know if a lot of people know this, but they literally use the Xbox consoles or a version of it for the cloud servers. So when you play online on a cloud, you're logging in to a version of a Series X in the server. So instead of selling that out in the street to make more money on the box, they're investing it into their cloud infrastructure so that more people can play.
Actually go ahead and
more
play.
people can access it. And they can go further and further. Yeah. I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's stupid what the CMA is doing.
It's ridiculous to for a lack of better words. Like, I didn't foresee this taking this long, and the fact that everything around, like every other place around it, it's like, go ahead, yes, you got the approval, this is a go.
Yep.
And this is still such a situation. I don't know what's the beef.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Either way, I believe it wholeheartedly that this is going to go through. But
I do too, and I believe that this is just for all the people out there saying that Xbox is done and that this is going to take them down, and Call of Duty Activision situation. They were Xbox without Call of Duty, without Activision, and that's going to continue to be the situation.
Exactly. Plus, let's call it what it is. After this, after what Sony has done here, if this doesn't go through, the Xbox and Activision are going to be closer than ever. So the deals and all that stuff are just going to come after the fact, and they'll make the deal separately with Activision to do what they want.
I feel like Activision would be like mad spiteful to PlayStation.
They 100% will be.
They are very
Dude, you're
pissed
literally
off.
taking money out of their pockets. You're literally stopping them from being set for the rest of their lives.
I believe that it would be a lot worse for PlayStation and PlayStation players if this deal doesn't go through, because I think there are going to be a lot of really annoyed and really angry, and rightfully so, okay, people there in Activision that are not going to be just willing to make just any type of deal, in my opinion. And I mean, I will be one of them too. I'll be mad as heck, pissed, hella mad.
Yeah, man. All right, so that's the CMA. Now this is where the real meat and potatoes of this interview is going to start. Okay, this is the real deal. And
that, of course,
I got to give kind of funny props
over there,
because they did go in, like they asked tough questions.
All right, let's go.
At making this happen. And it's been a long road. It's been a tough road to talk about it each and every single week, kind of falling apart. But
it's always the Brits, isn't it, Mike? We're always the fly in the ointment. We just got to rain on everyone's parade.
It's a tough one, Gary. Of course, we got to move on to the next one. Phil, of course, Redfall has released from Arcane Austin, and it's been a tough release week for that, coming out to low reviews and a lot of disappointment from many fans. Can you talk about that? What is your thoughts right now as we head into the first week of this game being out?
Yeah, maybe I'll start. I'll hit Redfall, but I'll just say all up. There's nothing that's more difficult for me than disappointing the Xbox community. I've been a part of it for a long time. I obviously work on Xbox, head of the business, have a lot of friends, get a lot of feedback. And just to kind of watch the community lose confidence, be disappointed. I'm disappointed. I'm upset with myself. I kind of revisit our process. I think back to the announcement of 60 frames per second, and then we weren't shipping 60 frames per second. That was kind of our punch in the chin, rightfully, a couple weeks ago. And then seeing the game come out, and the critical response was not what we wanted. And it's disappointing. And so kind of pick myself up. What can we learn? How can we get better? One thing I'll fight is kind of what went wrong. There's clearly quality and execution things that we can do. But one thing I won't do is push against creative aspirations of our teams.
I love that.
A lot of people will say, hey, you've got teams. Teams know how to do one kind of game. Just
box them in.
Force them to go do the one kind of game that they have a proven track record for. And I'm just not a believer in that. Maybe that means I'll underdeliver for some of our fans out there. But when a team like Rare wants to do Sea of Thieves, when a team like Obsidian wants to do Grounded, when Tango wants to go do Hi-Fi, when everybody probably thought they were doing Evil Within 3, I want to
all
give
good games that wouldn't have come.
Creative platform to go and push their ability, push their aspirations. But I also need to have a great selection of games that are continue to come that surprise and delight our fans. And we under-delivered on that. And for that, I apologize. It's not what I expect, not what I want. But it's ours to deliver.
Okay, so this piece right here made me just love Phil Spencer. Yep. This made me freaking love him. You know why? Because I can see how hurt he is, and not just
you can feel it.
You can feel it, and he's hurt about
letting them down
in his team. Like, he's concerned. Like, we see Jim Ryan running around talking about how they're nothing without Call of Duty, and kind of shedding on their entire freaking team, like all of these creators that have made amazing games. And I feel like Phil Spencer is mostly concerned, based on what he just said in his reaction. He's concerned about like the team that created this game and everything that they're hearing right now. Right?
That's Phil Spencer for you.
He went ahead and touched up, and I think that this is why people are being so rough with the game, because they said that they were going to deliver 60 frames a second, and then they didn't. They went with 30, right? And I think that alone, people had certain feelings about. And once they play the game, those feelings just burst out, and they were really, really annoyed. But dude, like, he is 100% correct. I love that he allows his teams to creatively go ahead and make more than what they're known for. Boxing people in is not right. It's not right.
So that's the where the big divide comes in, I feel.
Because they did that already, like with the people who made Ghostwire Tokyo and The Evil Within made Hi-Fi Rush. People love that game.
Or Rare making Sea of Thieves,
which is very different from their like
Obsidian,
cartoonish
a
game.
Huge RPG banger maker, making Grounded, making Pentiment. These little games that creatively they want to get out. They don't want to be stuck in this mold.
The same mode.
And Phil
it
allows
burns
that.
you out, dude. Like, if you were sitting
out.
there around the same thing, like, you should creatively go ahead and make other things without a problem. That's mad boss of him to allow them to go ahead and do that. And seriously understanding.
Simple.
I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. Now the thing, the divide is how people view this, right? So, like, there's a lot of people out there that are like calling for his job, like they want him to be fired for this shit.
It wasn't his fault,
but like he's
for what? For saying what he said?
No, because of what happened. But people look at this and they feel like, oh, of course, there's Phil saying that, he sucks. It hurts him the most, and blah blah blah. Like they what do they want him to fucking come out here and say?
Listen to me. Listen. This is the situation. Who the heck wants to go ahead and say that? Like, you can imagine if you're running this and people are disappointed. All right. Now, there's a lot of bullcrap going on with people that haven't even played the game, talking a bunch of stuff. But also PlayStation fans talking a bunch of stuff that have never touched the game. They probably saw a trailer of it or heard about the 30 frames per second, and now they have an opinion. Stay out of it. Okay, leave that to the Xbox fans that were waiting for this game and have played this game.
There's a lot of Xbox fans doing it.
The Xbox fans, now I'm getting to that. The Xbox fans that are disappointed, that's what he's hurt about. That's the main situation here.
Yeah.
Okay, he didn't want to let them down. He also didn't want to let down the team that he said, okay, let's put this game out. And obviously, like, he said it. He said, we test these games. We talk to a lot of people.
They're going to dive deeper into that, by the way.
Yes. So they obviously had people play the game, had opinions, and not everybody likes the same stuff. And that's what it kind of comes down to.
So I think, and again, we're gonna.
I think another big thing that this does. I think this is another big thing that this does is that there was so much hype surrounding Redfall that this makes people put into question what Starfield's going to be.
What it puts into question what Starfield's going to be is going to put into question what all their big games that they have coming out going to be.
Like, remember they're doing Perfect Dark by in IOI. Like, what's the studio again? I forget their I can't remember
the Initiative. The
Initiative. That's the fuck. Yeah. Everwild from Rare.
There's tons, and they're going to go deeper into
so
that.
Many others.
They're going to go deeper into that.
Fable. Oh my god!
They're going to go deeper into that this.
Up.
But the thing is that, and we'll go deeper into Redfall and all that other stuff because we have played it ourselves after the interview. But it's just there's so much like that Xbox has to go up against that PlayStation doesn't, right? You know,
Okay,
that game
thank you.
Forspoken came out, and that wasn't a first party studio, but it was trash, or I didn't play it, but people feel that way. Like it's very low rated, just like Redfall. But like you don't see
People
what's
losing
his
their shit
name?
like
Jim
that
Ryan.
degree.
Mhm.
You don't see him coming out saying, "Guys, I'm
Apologizing.
sorry that
Yeah.
we hyped this up for you. We put we had state of plays on it. Jim Ryan, actually Herman Hulse, I believe. One of the executives said that when they do these deals, they treat these like their first party games.
Yeah.
Like they put all their resources behind it. They do everything they can to make it a game. So they put their energy behind this, and it flopped, the Forspoken game. And you don't see anybody in the PlayStation community like giving them shit about it.
Yeah.
They just wipe it away and they don't play it and they don't talk about it. They
And
just
that's
forget it.
Mhm,
But
they move
nobody's
on.
running around saying Jim Ryan needs
You know
to get the
why?
fuck out of
Okay,
here.
so this is
Jim
why.
Ryan needs to go and lose his job.
And that's freaking bullying, and I don't like that. But this is why they do it, because guess what happens? The PlayStation fans jump in on any hiccup that there could possibly happen with Xbox, right? If you don't have one, move on. Your opinion is not necessary. Go play your PlayStation. I don't see, from my experience, I have not seen a lot of freaking Xbox fans just ganging up on PlayStation when something goes
they do.
wrong. They do?
They do. Big time. Big time.
Well, not as hard then,
Big time.
because
But
I don't hear
it's a tit
it.
for tat, right? There's console warriors, right? Like there's people
Yeah.
who live for that. Like that's all they want. They like Xbox for whatever reason they like it, but they live on Twitter to fight PlayStation people. And there's a lot of PlayStation people who do that. This is such a small group of people. They're literally like, if they all got deleted, if every single person
Like
on
their
YouTube
account?
or Twitter got deleted, like, and they no longer part of any fan base,
Yeah.
they would do nothing. Like they wouldn't change anything. Xbox would be still massively successful. PlayStation would be massively successful because
Gotcha.
it's not the Twitter warriors that make this company something.
Agree.
It's all the millions and millions of people out there who are not doing this on Twitter, who
That are busy
who are busy
enjoying
playing the
and
game.
playing
They
the
go to
freaking
work,
game.
They come out, they see their dashboard. Oh snap! Redfall came out. Let me download it.
It's
on Game
freaking
Pass.
Game Pass.
Done. PlayStation. You go ahead. You play. You get home. You see an ad on the PlayStation. Oh snap! This new game came out. Let me buy it. Let me check it out. Right. That's it. That's all people do. So this whole thing is just I don't know.
Silly.
It's just ridiculous. But let's keep moving because it's a lot.
So following up on that, Phil. So again, I appreciate the transparency on that, but there is a second component to this. And as you may or may not know, I talk to a lot of people in the Xbox community because I want to understand, what people are excited about, what they're frustrated about, things like that. So kind of sticking on this conversation about Redfall, but it's kind of a bigger general question as well. And I kind of want to read directly from this so I make sure I get it crystal clear. So what goes into the decision to delay a game when you launch it feature incomplete or there's a bunch of technical issues? Obviously, we've seen recent examples around the industry. Redfall and Halo Infinite are two that stick out in my mind for Xbox. We obviously have seen the review scores. Clearly, we've had the opinion that the game should be delayed. We know every developer wants to ship the best game that they possibly can, but from your level, what's the balance there on when to ship a game that may be feature incomplete or have some technical issues, or just simply give it more time and delay it?
Well, I think those are, and I'm happy to go very deep on this. I think if I think about a team's execution on a game, we had a creative vision, and did we realize that vision through the game that we created? That's not a delay question if the answer is no. Like, you can't take something that you started on. This isn't a Redfall specific conversation,
Right.
but we will build games that review in the high 80s, and we will build games that review in the 60s. I mean, it's just kind of part of being in game publishing. And if you're afraid of that, then you shouldn't be in the entertainment business. You shouldn't be in the games business. That said, every time we deliver something below our own internal expectations that surprises us, we should check our process. I don't look at the review scores on Redfall, and there are quality issues, and we're working on those. But I think there's a fundamental piece of feedback that we get that the game isn't realizing the creative vision that it had for its players. That doesn't feel like hey, just delay it. That feels like the game had a goal to do one thing, and when players are actually playing, they're not feeling that thing. They're not feeling the creative execution.
Yeah,
of
there's
the
a
team.
difference between the two.
Yeah,
The
there's a big
game
difference.
needs to be delayed. What we did with Halo, we did with Starfield, we did with Redfall, because the production timeline is saying we have this vision, and our production timelines don't get us to the completion of that vision. We do delay games. We do that. Learning about the quality, there are clearly, I've seen them. I know there are bugs in Redfall that's launching. But when I look at like the crash rates on the game, because we get all the telemetry of everything that's happened, it's not out of proportion for a game that has just launched.
Yeah.
It's kind of in the pocket of what we would expect. That's not to deny any of the animation, streaming of texture bugs, the AI bugs that we've seen. We will go work on those. But when I look at the review scores of this game, it's did we have enough of creative differentiation in our core idea, and did we realize that creative ambition? I'm a huge supporter of Arcane Austin. Their track record is awesome. I love a lot of the great games that they've built. This is one where the team didn't hit their own internal goals when it launched. I think it's maybe a little simplistic to just say, hey, if you would have just delayed it 3 months, the core creative of the game would have delivered on something that was different than what it was. So I look at them at different camps. If there's a production timeline issue, we've been open to delaying. If we just have more bugs than we should have at the end of a game, we're open to delaying. At some point, we have to have a creative vision and put the game out, and reviewers and players will tell us what they think.
Can I jump in?
Yeah, of course. Please, Gary.
So real quick, just on that, I think a lot of people were a little confused when he was saying this. Like they didn't really quite understand 100% what he was trying to say. And he's not excusing. Like when he said we'll build games that are going to rate in the high 80s and games that are going to rate in the 60s. He's not saying that they're trying to make games that are rated in the 60s. He's not saying that they are okay with making games that are rated in the 60s.
Hear that.
What he's saying is that they have a creative vision, and the team comes to him and says, listen, we want to make this game. We think this is going to be what it is, and that's our goal, and we're going to make it great and all this stuff. And he's like, okay, do it, right? So now you got the green light. Now he's investing money. Now they're starting a project. These projects take years, and they go through, and they start seeing, and they know that bugs and stuff get ironed out at the end, right? So you kind of are looking for the core fun and all that stuff. And they played Redfall during the process, and the game is fun at a foundational level.
Yeah.
Like shooting, the magic, all the stuff that they do, that's all fun, right? So they're going through that, and they're seeing it happen, and they like it. But at some point, later at the end, after years of spending money, they start realizing that it's not 100% coming together in a way that's going to equal a high-rated game.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean they say,
throw it out.
Throw it out. Fuck it.
Throw it out.
Delete this game.
Listen, just because it didn't come through exactly as they wanted it to, it doesn't mean that people won't enjoy it.
100%.
Right? So I think, listen, and it's very clear. He's saying, obviously, there are glitches, bugs here and there. Like, obviously, they can fix those things. I think the disappointment is that they felt that people were going to love this game, and people did not. Now, I think partially people are not digging the game because it was delayed for so long. Then they're delivering the 30 frames instead of 60. And they're seeing the little glitches happening here and there. So I personally, this is my opinion, don't think that people are necessarily giving the game a chance.
Yeah, I mean, for sure.
We play the game. It starts off a little slow, gets going. But dude, once we were in it, like the story started picking up.
Yep.
And there's a lot more to the game. But the game obviously has to start somewhere.
Yeah,
if it's trying also to tell you a story, if it's trying to pick up the fun, they can't just hit you with 50 vampires here, start shooting, go wild in one shot. Like we played Doom last night, right? And it started off slow, but then it picked up and it was super fun.
A lot of the best games do. The thing about Redfall, it also comes at a time where you see a lot of single player developers trying to cash in on the multiplayer like craze and stuff like that. Like Ark is known for single player like masterpieces. Like they have the popular Dishonored series. They were responsible for Deathloop, which got amazing reviews last year.
Yeah.
And coming out with Redfall, which is obviously very multiplayer based, it's just a bad taste in the mouth right away. Kind of like how Rocksteady is known for those amazing Batman Arkham games, and they come on with Suicide Squad, and it's like a joke.
We haven't played that, and we put it through the ringer, right? Like that's why they delayed it, because the world kind of was like, that's not what you do, and this doesn't look like a game that you guys should be making. So I wonder how that's going to come back. But you're right, man. A lot of people are already putting a negative on this. Now remember, Arcane is 2 different studios, so you got Arcane Lyon and Arcane Austin. Arcane Austin did this, and they did Prey. Which Prey
was super
also had kind of shitty reviews when it first came out. It was a little buggy, all this stuff, but then they eventually fixed it and all this stuff, and now it's super highly rated, and people like love it.
By the way, I think that may happen with Redfall.
I think that's 100% going to happen with Redfall.
Once they patch everything up, once everybody stop talking,
once
people
the
are
bugs
going to go ahead and say,
squashed.
all right, let me see what this is about. And this game is going to be a lot of fun.
I mean, potentially.
I wish it had came out during the fall. I love the freaking pumpkins, the elements of that feeling. Yeah, that spookiness. It feels like it was made for that time. Obviously, it was delayed, so that's probably why we didn't get it at the time. But he's being extremely transparent and telling you exactly what's happening and how he's feeling about it.
And
I appreciate that.
Yeah, and if you compare it to like a Sea of Thieves, which also came super low rated, same thing in the 60s, right?
Yeah.
Same thing. Sea of Thieves is one of their most played games every year. They're on like season fucking 6 or 7, like,
or I think
people
8 even.
they've been playing it forever because they keep making it better. They keep growing with it. And at the end of the day, listen, do I wish that Redfall was 100% ready to go
Done and
right
ready?
now?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely I do. I also know, and this is me giving them a pass because of what I know of the situation.
What they've done
this
before.
game was made before Xbox got involved. Xbox bought them after this game was already being made.
Yeah.
So I don't want to go too crazy because, there was decisions made before Xbox was there. That's why this is a multiplayer game, because Bethesda at that time was doing this. They were all in on for single player games, and then people weren't buying them as much, so they shifted. They made Fallout 76. They made Wolfenstein Youngblood, which was a co-op game, which is also low rated. They made Deathloop, which is very highly rated, but it's a co-op game, right?
Like there is co-op elements.
And this was like the furthest into full multiplayer that they went, to a co-op shooter, right? And, they made a bet. I personally think it's really, really good.
You freaking love the game.
I'm
had so much fun.
And there's a lot of people like Mr. Boomstick XL on YouTube. He fucking loves it. He's 20 hours in, having a great time. Even John Linneman, who's the DF, the Digital Foundry guy who does all the they do the ratings on the graphics and stuff. He number one, he said that the game actually is pretty crisp as far as for an Xbox game, but he enjoyed it. Like he doesn't kind of see all the things that people are claiming.
Talking
he knows
about,
there's issues. He knows that there fundamentally is a problem.
I think people are annoyed and they're talking from that angle.
And I think they're mobbing it up.
Yes.
This is mob mentality now. So nobody wants to be the outlier. So like us, people might hop into the stream, right? Hear us talking about it in a way where we're talking positive, and they're like, no, we're out because these guys are simping for them, or they love them so hard they can't see the problems. No, we see the problems, but
the problems are there. We mentioned the problems while we were playing it, but it's not a do or die situation.
No, there's
Let's not freaking grab a torch and freaking burn up freaking Phil Spencer for delivering this game. What kind of nonsense is that?
100%.
Like it's a fun game. You're there to play it. You understand that obviously it was delayed before and it wasn't necessarily completely crisp. Which, by the way, happens with a lot of games. This is not
100%.
something exclusive
Which doesn't
to
excuse
Redfall
it. Like, we
and
don't want that
Xbox.
shit to happen.
Obviously, we don't. But, dude, I played the new freaking God of War, and I'm like, dude, what's up with the freaking hair and all
But
this
nobody
other
talks
stuff?
about that.
But nobody
That's not a
mentions
big
that.
deal.
Game of the freaking
Yep.
year.
That's not
God
a
of
big
War
deal.
Ragnarok just looks
Let's
like
just be fair.
like story-wise,
Yeah,
sure, but graphically, it looks like a remastered PS4 game.
Yeah, it's just a higher fidelity. Listen, it's a
Listen.
good looking game. I'm not here to talk shit about God of War. It's a good looking game, but at the end of the day,
But Madman, you're not wrong.
yeah,
I
you're
agree
not
with you
wrong.
100%.
It's not like a huge monumental difference, right? That'll be the next game, right? The next God of War, I will judge that way because that one's going to be made only in PlayStation 5.
Plus Ragnarok,
right?
yeah, it was also cross-gen.
So like this cross-gen shit is the same thing with this game. Now, let me tell you something. Fable, the new Fable that Xbox
Next
is
gen
making.
Oh my God, with
if
the
that looks
Forza.
like- with the Forza engine,
Yes.
if that comes out and it's buggy and it looks like
Then
shit,
then we got
I'm
a
gonna be
problem.
fucking pissed.
Yeah.
If the other game,
Perfect Dark remake.
yes, Perfect Dark, if that comes out buggy and looking like shit, I'm gonna have a problem.
Or Indiana
Everything
Jones, the
that
Bethesda
Xbox,
game.
or even State of Decay Part 3, I'm gonna have a problem if it doesn't look amazing. Like, these are games that Xbox has been making exclusively knowing that it's for next gen.
Yeah, and it's their game.
It's their own game.
Yes.
They've been working on it from the
wasn't
beginning.
started, and
If
then they
there's
bought
problems
into
there,
it.
I'm gonna be pissed as fucking shit. But this stuff, listen, this is a phenomenal game. But I know that this was greenlit by Bethesda in a time when they were wrong. Dude, this game, they showed screenshots. It was supposed to be a like Destiny, like live
Type of
service
game?
game. There was supposed to be a whole bunch of stuff. They ripped it all out.
Yeah.
That's why like it feels like some things are missing because they took out a lot to make it single, single player and regular multiplayer.
This is the thing. When you take that into consideration, then they did freaking amazing. To
Of course.
take a game that they thought was going to be something else and then try to reshape it.
Yep.
Like, that's, come on, man.
Yeah, but the world's not going to see that. But let's keep going. Let's keep
also,
going.
a lot of people may not know this, you know,
Yeah,
because
but
they're
they don't-
just.
To be fair, a lot of people don't. It doesn't. To a lot of people, it doesn't matter. Like
Yeah.
at the end of the day, they're just getting home, putting it on the game, and it's either fun or not
But then
fun to
maybe
them.
research this stuff before you go ahead and buy the
Well,
freaking thing.
But the
This
majority
is-
of people are not invested. that
Remember,
way.
the casuals.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going.
So I have just a couple of small observations and then a question. First of all, I want to give Phil props for coming on here
Give him
today
props,
and
Gary.
talk just for a minute about why I admire Phil, because he and I have been here before. Back in 2020 during the pandemic when I was doing Animal Talking, Phil, you'll remember this. Phil was booked to come on my dumb Animal Crossing talk show. And then after he was booked, the news came that Halo Infinite was going to be delayed and would not ship with the Xbox Series X and S. And it was you'll remember, it was a big deal. There was a lot of wailing and gnashing of teeth and people rending their garments. And I was fully prepared for the other shoe to drop. I was waiting for a call from Xbox PR from Jeff, your friend of mine, Jeff, over in Xbox PR, to say, Phil's not going to be able to come on the show. live
remember
because,
this?
It's a big mess
When
right
he had
now.
the
I don't
Animal
wanna
Talking
put him in
show?
the fire or
No.
anything for that.
Yeah, he had a
And
talk
Jeff
show
told him that
in
he was
Animal
busy,
Crossing, and he
was
had like real
Phil just
famous
wants to know,
people
like,
come on.
Oh, yeah,
that's
Animal
dope.
Talking, I remember
Oh,
that.
it's
That's
going
true.
ahead.
So they put like
He came
cameras.
on
You know, so they did a really great
talk show,
job. Made it
took a
look
bunch of
really
tough questions
legit.
on a really tough subject and took it on the chin. And I've always admired him for that.
Is
for
that
not-
still going? Because I
No,
remember when it
no,
came
he
out.
stopped it a long
He
time
came
ago.
out, and he's doing it again now. And I salute Phil for that.
He was
The
right
other
in the
point I
right.
want to make.
Yeah, but it
is
was a
that
great
every
time. It was
there may
during
be some Sony platform warriors out there right now crowing about the fact that Redfall has underperformed. Just want to point this out as a creative. Every time somebody takes a big bet, especially a big AAA bet on an original idea, a new IP, and it fails, everybody suffers. It's bad for everybody because it makes it that much harder for the Phils and the Jim Ryans of the world, the big, the creative, the decision makers to take a chance on but the last time we did that, it didn't work. Like maybe let's just make a sequel to the next thing, or let the algorithm tell us what to do. So every time somebody takes a risk on something new, and especially if it involves something different in game design, let's try something that has been done before and it doesn't work, it hurts everybody. So I just want everyone to be clear, this sucks for everybody. And I see it in my business, I see it in Hollywood, I see it in film and television. It's why so much content is so generic and derivative and formulaic, because everyone's afraid to take a risk. And when something new succeeds, it's good for everyone. When something new and original fails, it's bad for everyone. So I just want to acknowledge that this is like a big shit sandwich, and we all have to take a bite, including the Sony people, including everybody. specifically with sorry, this is a long time. It's specifically with a question for Phil. I want to talk specifically about Redfall. When you say that you're disappointed in the reaction, that to me suggests that the reaction was something different than what you were expecting,
obviously.
what you were hoping for. But I know that when these big AAA games, they get subjected to all kinds of internal testing. Focus groups come in. There are third-party companies that will come in and even write like mock reviews or come like hit detection out that will tell you, here's what you can expect the press to make of your game. So usually you've got a sense of what the game is going to be, how it's going to be received before it's released, so you can be prepared for it. So Phil, when you say you're disappointed, does that mean that you thought the game was going to be better received, or was it in line with expectation? Were you how surprised
Shintaro, I'm good, bud.
by the reaction, or how
Appreciate it, my man.
Internally, how much do you know? I feel like this one. People we know the game. It has problems. Like, to what extent was this different from what you expected? And also, and sorry, I know I've been talking a long time. And the second part of that is, when a game is released now, it's not like the old days when a cartridge was shipped in a box and the release of the game was the end of the game's like development cycle. Now it's just the 1.0 release is just a point on the roadmap. To what extent, given that what we're talking about here is not just 30 frames, but design issues, things that may be more conceptual, to what extent do you think, or are you committed to?
Well, they can't change the
work
game
on the game and getting it
the actual
maybe a
game.
year down the road. Cyberpunk,
Yeah, the game
No Man's
itself,
Sky,
they can
we've
only
seen
fix
identical
things.
stories in the past. To what extent do you hold out hope that you can still get the game closer to where you wanted it to be at launch? I know that was a lot.
That was a lot.
No, it's-
It really was.
Oh,
I thought your words about creative ambition of teams, you especially, I mean, you've lived this, you've done this, are very well said and very spot on. So thank you for that. And that's why I love your voice in this community, because you've created, you've seen kind of ups, and as anybody in the industry, we've all seen downs. And on the score, yeah, we do mock reviews for every game that we launch, and this is like double digits lower than we thought we
That's
would be.
crazy. Double
Yeah.
digits.
With this game,
So 10
through our mock
or
reviews.
more, they thought it
And
would be
that's what's
different.
One of the
So
disappointing
it's
things.
literally-
Like
They
we
thought
would
it was
never
going to be in
strive
the
to launch a
probably
game that we
mid
thought was
70s
gonna review in
or
the
Yeah.
like
60s.
low
It's
80s,
not part of our
mid
goals.
70s.
If you look at our review scores over the last year, it's not a defense at all. If you look at the review scores over the last year, I think the teams have done a better job in upping the level of quality of the games that we've shipped. Some of those games first shipped on PlayStation, but still, when I go through the list of the games, you still have to build a game, you still have to ship a game. And this game was significantly below our internal metrics in terms of where it actually reviewed. But that's not on anybody but us. Like, we have to own that. In terms of our commitment to the game, absolutely. The team at Arcane is on taking the near-term feedback. We're still working on the 60 frames per
That's
second.
good.
We have a good timeline for that. We're committed to getting that done, and we're going to continue to work the game. I think we've shown a commitment to games like Sea of Thieves and like Grounded.
There you
to
go.
continue to go and build games, but I also know that these games are $70, and I'm not gonna I'm
Not
gonna
for
take
us.
full
Bada bang.
responsibility for launching
Game
games
Pass,
that
baby.
used to be great. I think what I have with the Xbox community, what I am a part of, is a team. There's still questions that pop every so often of how committed is the company to this category. When are we just going to push Xbox out of the market? There's a lot of Twitter firing of Phil right now, which is fine. I'm way over.
See, he's so real though. Like
Yeah.
he gets it. He
I get
knows.
that's my responsibility. But we will remain committed to the game and the players as long as the players want to go play games. And that's my commitment to the community. I'm kind of at a low point right now in terms of my delivery on that commitment to the community. But it very much stays. I want to support the team. I want to support the creative ambitions of the teams. And I want to support the players. And we let a lot of people down this week with the launch of the game. But we will continue to strive on. You have to, right? That's what creative is about.
Yeah, you can't give up.
You absolutely do. And to kind of
Okay, so first of all, let's keep it real. Oh, wait, Mischief. Welcome, baby. How are you,
Oh.
love?
Mischief,
So-
Blessing. I feel like I still.
I know,
feel
I
like
still want to
Blessing is
call her
still the first
Blessing,
name,
right?
you know?
Yeah, it first comes to mind, and
She
then I'm like, wait,
explained
hold
in the
on.
live chat that she accidentally blocked herself out of her own Blessing account for somehow.
That's
So
exciting.
now
Oh,
she's just using
okay.
Mischief. So she's Mischief now.
Fun
Yeah,
times,
I
fun
get that. I
times.
get that. I've blocked myself.
That's okay.
from
So we'll just
a
be
lot
the
of things.
OGs
There
who
we
know
go.
her as Blessing.
There
They'll
we
be like,
go.
"Who's Blessing?" Well, you should have been there.
So, okay. We all know that Phil Spencer has a lot of money. So
Mhm.
I respect the fact that he understands that these games are $70.
Yes.
Like, it's $70, right?
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. They should deliver, right?
Absolutely.
Now,
Yeah, they get a full retail release, of course, like physical media. Like, it's not just a Game Pass game, like High Rush. Or
Yeah,
something
you could buy it separately.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Also, the fact that obviously he didn't think that this game was going to get a 4 and then they released it, right?
Yep.
Obviously, they felt they had something.
That's why they released
and
it.
Yes, and the situation is that I feel like they do. The game is different. Is it my
Absolutely.
type of game? Not necessarily, but when I was playing with you guys, I loved it. And the story was really coming in.
Yeah.
I think this is just a situation right now. I also love the fact that it's not like, okay, well, we got a low score, forget about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's mentioning Sea of Thieves. They were committed to the people that bought the game, and they're doing the same thing right now. They're going to go ahead, they're going to fix whatever they can fix, and they're on it. They're moving on. They have a plan for the 60 frames, and that's all you can ask for right now.
Agreed. I feel like they looked at the mock reviews that they got.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's clear that they were thinking it was going to be in the 70s or low 80s, right?
Like, remember,
So-
people love, like, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Go
Well,
ahead.
so the point is that I think they looked at that number and they said, okay, we've been here before. We've had Sea of Thieves. We've had, Grounded. We had these games that came out low reviews, but the bones were there where we can just keep working on it and
Tweaking
getting
on
it going.
it, yes.
And remember, this was already delayed, right? This game was delayed for pretty much a year from when it was supposed to release.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, when you look at the roadmap for the rest of the year, you got to remember September is Starfield.
Yes.
Okay. And then you have Forza that's coming out some point within the next year. But let's put those games aside for a second, because Xbox doesn't exist in a bubble. There's third-party games coming out.
Exactly.
And one of the games that's coming out that Xbox will soon own is Doom.
Ooh.
Doom.
Yo.
Not Doom. Diablo.
Doom.
Oh,
Diablo.
Yo, you got me
Yeah,
hyped up because
yeah.
I
I don't
played
know why I
Doom
said- it's 'cause
3
of
last
yesterday.
night. Yeah, and
Oh my
that
God.
was,
Oh my
that
God.
was
Yep.
hella fun.
So
that was so
Diablo-
good.
So Diablo 4 is coming out. Now, Doodle, you didn't play with us.
Diablo 4.
And you will when it comes out, because me, Barry, and Madman had a
I
fucking
did not
blast,
play. I
bro.
started playing, remember?
Never have I ever.
Did you?
Yeah,
Oh, wait,
I
no,
started
she has
playing
played
and then
before, so it can't
I
be.
had to go. But you guys kept it going. The
Oh
game
my
so
God,
far was
yes.
pretty good, and
Dude,
it kicked in. I can only assume because you guys had
it's
so
not
much
pretty
fun.
Good. It's not pretty good. It's so good. So that's coming out in June, right?
Yes.
So it's like, that's coming out in June. That's going to take like the air out of a lot. But what else is coming out later this month? The Legend of Zelda.
I mean, Xbox
The
just...
Legend of Zelda.
Oh,
Tears
Tears
of
of
the
the
Kingdom.
obviously, May 12th.
Yeah, okay. So,
Shit
but
goes
the
down.
point is like you got to look at this landscape of what's happening.
Yeah.
This had to come out before. No
It
matter
had to.
what, it was
It
not
had
going to
to.
compete with the big
It
boys.
was not.
Starfield is the big boy killer,
Yes.
not Redfall.
And they have it for what, September, right?
That's for
Multiplayer
September.
That's next to
shooter.
Spider-Man, you guys. That's
Obviously,
battling
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Starfield can hold his own against
Yeah.
any of these games, but
Redfall just can't do
could
it.
not. It was never going to.
Yeah.
Like, it was never going
it
to.
was a
No matter
fun
how good
game,
it was going to be,
guys. It was,
it was going to be fun. That's
Yeah.
all. It was going to be a great game for
To play with your
Multiplayer.
buddies.
for
Let's
multiplayer to
go.
play with your friends. It was going to be a great Game Pass game. It was going to be a great retail game just to play before they
The big
knew
boys.
that the other big Final Fantasy 16,
16,
Yeah.
let's not forget
coming
that
out
one.
in a few months.
Yep.
These are all games that are going to take up space.
They're mostly
So
going to be Game of the
Redfall-
Year nominees.
Exactly.
Redfall needed to come out first. It needed
had
to. And
It had
now
to. That's
it's,
it.
It's pretty simple to understand why
Yeah,
they
there
said
was-
we're not going to keep holding it. Just release it because it was going to get lost in the bunch.
It was going to get lost in the shuffle, and no matter how long they put it in the oven, it was going to still be a game that scored
This
in
is-
the low 80s or mid 70s at best.
What I'm hoping for is that people are hearing all this heat coming and they go and try out the game. Just
that's
try it
the
out for
beauty of-
yourself or watch a freaking gameplay and see if you
That's
actually
the
enjoy
beauty
it, right?
of
Game Pass.
Game Pass.
Agreed.
That's the beauty of Game Pass, because see, all this smoke is happening right now, right? But again, you got to remember, there's there's pretty much 30 million Games Pass subscribers. Okay. No matter what the reviews say, no matter what it is, these are people who are going to come home and they're going to be like, oh, snap, Redfall came out.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me download it. Let me play it on xCloud real quick. Let me see how it goes. People are going to play it. People are going to play it. And if they keep making it better over time, even with all the other shit going on, doesn't matter because people will just keep playing it over time as they come to Game Pass, right? New subscribers are going to be like, oh, I'll try out Redfall. Let's see how bad could it be. It's just going to keep going. And as it gets better,
I agree.
more and more people will like
100%.
it, just like Sea of Thieves and Grounded and all these other things.
So real quick, Shintaro wants to know if we're excited for Fable.
Fable, I love Fable. Yes, absolutely.
I'm particularly excited for this one because they're going to use the world, the Forza.
The Forza Tech
Horizon.
engine.
Yes, the engine. So it's going to be that world they're going to build it in. So
I've
that's
never
going to
played
be.
any of the 3 Fable games that came out prior, so it's new territory for me.
They're-
And
those
I've
are
never played
unfortunate.
them. I've seen C-Money
Yeah,
play
so
it.
those games, for me, those games you had to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had to be there in the moment, in the hype. I
Yeah.
remember being in high school, running to the computer lab because Peter Molyneux, yeah, the guy who made the first Fable, he put this big ass interview with was it Official Xbox or TeamXbox.com? Yo, that's so old, it's crazy. They don't even exist anymore. But he did this big interview. And I remember him saying that they're going to put so much detail in it that you could be walking outside. You can step on an acorn. You step on that acorn and then leave and come back and a tree will start to grow. Oh, yeah. And you would have the ability to, if you cut down a lot of trees or if you do a lot of physical things, you get stronger. Like this is all the first, like this is the first time this stuff happens. If you, and a lot of it came true. Some of it was too much, but they had to gamify it. But like, if you were in the sun a lot, you would get darker. If you were like a pale, like hiding cloaked all the time, you would be more pale. Like there's so many different things. Yo, Fable, oh my God. Like it was so hyped. I never had so much hype for a game in my life.
Did it meet your expectations when it came out?
Real quick. Go ahead, Madman. Sorry.
Did it meet your expectations when it came out?
Well, it didn't live up to that hype, but it was still a great game. But it was like you had to be there in that moment. Like I don't think if you put it now, you'd be like, what is this?
Of playing, like while it was
okay.
new, like a new thing that was happening in video games.
Yeah, the Fable series. That's what I feel. I feel like they should remake it. To be honest with you,
but they're already rebooting. Well, it's just gonna be Fable, right? It's not Fable 4. It's just Fable.
Well, it's Fable. We don't know what they're gonna do with the main game. But
I hate when they just call it the name of the first game and not give it like a subtitle. And no matter what, you're always gonna say Fable, and it's gonna be like, well, which one?
Which
one? nobody's gonna say that.
But if you're always talking about,
in your mind.
If you ever talk about the older version, there's gonna assume
but
about the
nobody
new
talks
version.
about the older version. That's why it's okay. You know what I'm
You
saying?
could talk about the older versions. I get it, Madman.
But not in a way where they have to be so. Oh, be careful! It's the new Fable. It's either a new Fable or the old Fable. They're very separate. But the point is, I think Fable is amazing. So let's keep going with the this bad boy.
Into hopefully more happy news, but I do want to address something.
This is really exciting.
Obviously, today you announced the Xbox Game Showcase.
Phil is so
which will be
stressed.
happening this June, and obviously there's going to be a lot of new reveals and surprises that come out of that, which is great. But I am going to bring it back again to another common theme that I do hear through the community, and I've actually said this to you in the past, but it's about communication coming from Xbox. I do feel back in 2021, you did a fantastic job with communication, which arguably has been the best year during this current generation of Xbox. Obviously, we know that 2022 was a light year for Xbox as far as releasing titles. Now, last year, during the showcase.
What's up, Tiger?
Welcome, Tiger.
Welcome.
Necessarily deliver on all the games coming.
No, we didn't deliver. Not necessarily. We.
All right. So I just want to pause it right here, just to for the people who don't know. So last E3, their big change that they did was they said, we're going to show you everything we show you is going to be releasing in the next 12 months.
Yeah.
So from June to June, right? And only like 2 of the games
have come out. Yeah.
And the rest are not going to make it. So
that's frustrating, especially they didn't have anything going on last year at all.
Yeah, that's what happened.
That's a big deal.
That's what he's talking about. That's what he asked them.
So listen, a lot of people, again, that's the disappointment of Redfall not living up to what it was supposed to, because they've been waiting, right? This is what they're waiting for. So they wanted it to be freaking exceptional. But you also got to weigh it out. Let's just not be so
this came
dramatic.
out within the 12 months, but I mean, listen, they're actually being facetious because it's not just two. You have Redfall, you have Minecraft Legends, you have Age of Empire. There's a lot of games that came out.
Rush too.
Hi-Fi Rush we didn't know about that game.
No, we didn't know,
So at
but that
E3,
was a nice
it's just
surprise,
it was a
though.
great
That was
surprise.
awesome that they did that.
Phenomenal
I love
game.
that they did that.
It was so good. Like, it's literally a game of the year contender. But that's what he's saying. I just wanted to break that out real quick just to go a little deeper on the whole 12-month situation.
We didn't deliver.
Yeah, absolutely. So my point of
And
bringing
Phil
that
said
up
we
is
did not
this,
deliver.
you know,
Yeah.
Talking about some of the lessons learned that come out of that, and obviously even with not every game making the 12 months, going back to, again, you know, game development, things happen, things aren't always going to come on time. But as we go into this showcase, one of the common themes that I hear is I don't know enough about things that you've announced in the past, like even more specifically going back to 2020. And I'll just run down a quick list of it. Vowed, Perfect Dark, Everwild, which is something we really don't know that much about. Fable, State of Decay 3, Contraband. Obviously, we've seen a little more in Hellblade 2. You know, we have studios like In Exile and Compulsion Games that we know are working on.
That's
things,
7 games and 2 more studios. That's 9 games
on that. So I titled all my questions "Balance."
Real quick, I just want to point this out, right? We have, as Xbox fans, that we know, he just listed 7 games and 2 other studios. That's 9 studios total. Okay, Xbox owns like 23, I think 30 studios almost right now.
Holy shit!
And they own more once Activision hops on. So those are 7 games that we know about that are going to be, like, they're making them to be really good, right? Like, that's what they're doing. They're letting them take their time. These are games for years and years that have been being made. So they're letting that rock. But right now, if you're a PlayStation only dude, right? Like, if that's all you have is a PlayStation, how many games do you have to look forward to right now?
Bro, I don't even know.
I'll give you the answer.
I know Spider-Man, obviously.
Spider-Man's the only one. Now, obviously, Final Fantasy, right? But that's not first party.
With quotation marks.
They're buying that exclusivity. But as far as from them,
Final Fantasy.
from Sony directly, we have 1 game. Okay, let's call it 2 from the same company. Spider-Man and Wolverine. But Wolverine's not this year.
Wolverine's coming out like
Wolverine's coming out next year or the year after that, right? So that's 1 motherfucking game. Spider-Man. We have fucking 7 confirmed games and 2 studios that we know are working on something that are going to tell us probably at this conference coming up.
Maybe this conference will get information about Contraband.
So we'll have 9 games to look forward to, but everybody's saying the world is over for Xbox.
Yeah,
Xbox
it's done.
should get
They're
out.
gonna burn everything down.
They're not making high quality games anymore. We got 9 effing games that are 7 named. 2 that we know are going to be coming out because the people have already said they're working on a game, right? And there's been leaks about it. So we got 9, whereas mother effing Sony has 1
game.
One
and
game.
by the way,
and
nobody's saying
saying shit
by
about
the way,
it. 1 game this year. That's
I agree.
It. 1 game this fucking
you.
year.
I agree with you.
That is
100%. And
fucking
also,
ridiculous.
let's just talk about being professional, because we know what happens when Jim Ryan doesn't have things going his way. He goes out there, he throws a tantrum, he needs a bottle, probably a few pacifiers. He's running through them, you guys. And Phil Spencer's out here like a G, taking the heat, knowing that this is not going to go. This is not praises, right, for Phil, but he's there answering the tough questions. So props, yo. 100.
Yeah, that's fucking dope. So just wanted to put that out there. That's some bullshit that we have so many games, named games that are coming from big companies that fucking deliver. And we're acting like the world is over for Xbox because fucking Redfall didn't make it a 90 plus game or 80 plus game. Come on, man. Fuck out of here.
In communication, because even in this, it's like, what is that balance on when you show something that you know is going to be years down the road, and kind of that cadence of providing updates along the way. And obviously, as we go into this showcase, not that you need to reveal anything specific here, but what were some of those lessons learned from last year's showcase that you'll bring into this one?
Yeah, and you might.
He
try
is gonna
put me on
reveal some
positive.
shit
I'm
by
not in
mistake.
Positive mode this week, so I'll apologize for staying in kind of cranky mode. But in terms of lessons learned, and I'll even go back to the Redfall videos on IGN of showing videos of the game running at 60 on PC. At the point knowing that the game was going to run 30 frames per second at launch on console. Like, we have to be transparent about what we're showing, that what we're showing is representative of what our console customer, our most committed customer to our brand, financially committed, what they're going to see, what they're going to play, and that transparency just has to get better. And I'm not pointing at anybody but myself, right?
This poor guy.
You know,
Yeah, but that's the thing. He has to take the heat for everybody else's mess ups.
That it's somebody else here.
Look at what he just said.
But
what did he say?
At some point,
it's transparency.
At some point, there'll be
Blueberry
enough.
got a good point.
At some point, there'll be enough knocks against me that there'll be somebody else sitting here, like that they'll replace him. Like
At this
that
point,
Microsoft. What? He said at some point there'll be enough knocks against me.
Yeah.
To
be
that somebody else is going to be
yeah.
sitting there. But it's like the fucking opposite. Like, dude, you are the only person who's willing to come out and take it for your team. Because you know it's not him. He's not making the fucking game.
He's not making the game.
Bethesda is their own fucking beast, and he's trying to give them freedom, and they shit on him with this bullshit. Ah, man.
Hello, my Hawks. What's up?
Hawks,
Welcome.
What's good? What's good, Hawks?
What's up? By the way,
yeah.
Blueberry brought up something pretty interesting in chat, but maybe Sony does have stuff cooking, but they're trying not to announce anything to highlight the fact that they need Call of Duty.
Listen, I would agree with that. But the reality is Sony barely has studios. They just bought, guys, during the time that Activision and Blizzard and this whole merger situation has been going on.
They bought Bungie.
They bought 11 studios. PlayStation. They just bought. In the time since
that this has taken,
Phil Spencer announced that they're buying them, okay? They bought 11 studios. Before then, the studios they had are working on the same shit that we know is coming. We know
Insomniac is now basically Spider-Man Studios.
Spider-Man and Wolverine. You got the new Ghost of Tsushima Part 2 for sure is going to come. Returnal 2 will come. Like, it's just Last of Us, obviously. We know Naughty Dog's doing those things.
Naughty Dog said they're not interested in working on Last of Us.
Yeah, but that's full of shit because they have the show. They'll make Part 3.
Eventually. Probably the show is the only kick in the pants that they'll probably make a Part 3
this is the thing. They don't have anything that is crazy. Like, we know the new multiplayer Last of Us game might come out this year. So instead of just Spider-Man, they probably got that as well.
Oh, Mortal Kombat 12 rumor has it. No, I think it is.
They don't have
I think
Mortal
it's confirmed,
Kombat 12.
but they haven't shown
Shintaro
shit.
said Mortal
the
Kombat
game's
12
coming
is
out
releasing this year.
For sure. They already WB already spilled that out. But the point is that there's not a huge amount of studios that Sony has that they have all these hidden games. No, they have the games we know that are coming. They just didn't announce them yet. But right now, this is all they have ready. And this is what they've been doing. They only put out like 2 games a year on their own, if that. So it's like, come on, man. Let's not even go there. All right.
In what we're building, what our aspiration is for the game, what it's going to look like, what the features are. And it drives me crazy when we self-inflicted wounds of kind of putting things out there of communication that's confusing or misleading about what the actual end product is going to be. So you can try to take me to positive space. I'm just not in that headspace right now.
And I don't know if you heard that part that he was talking about, but on that IGN, they did an IGN first, like in the beginning of the month. And they had this gameplay that looked super shit. Like, it was really bad looking. And everybody was kind of roasting on it, but they showed a game playing at 60 frames per second, but it wasn't 60 frames per second. That was a PC build, and they knew it, and they still showed it to everybody as like that's the thing. But then they knew it wasn't going to come. It wasn't going to be 30 frames. So yeah, that was fucked up. They should have not done that. That was messed up.
That was sneaky, and I don't know. See, but this again, he takes the heat for it, but he's the boss, right?
Yeah,
so
it's
who
his
knows?
fault. I mean,
he takes the heat, but who knows? Like, they're like, if they're trying to figure out how to catch up while showing, you know what I'm saying? Like, they thought maybe they can go ahead, get it there by the time the game releases.
Oh, I mean, I don't think that.
You know?
I don't doubt that 100%. I think before all this crap came out, I think that they were thinking they were going to do it, and they just didn't. So he talks about it more, but I just wanted to bring that up.
That said, when I go and I look at Showcase, and I'm not going to try to oversell Showcase here because if
this is not overselling it, then
of watching this, it's like, hey,
I'm excited.
After Redfall, I'm going to put my hands on the controller, and that's what's going to take to kind of prove to me. But that's not what Showcase is. So I'm very enthusiastic about Showcase.
You saw that? He saw that, kind of looked on the side like, like they don't even know, bro. They don't even know what's gonna happen, y'all. Woo!
We're going to announce some things that people haven't seen, some new games. We're going to give updates to some of the things that were on your list.
His
the
list?
other thing that gets me really excited is when I look forward over the next quarters, which has always been my focus.
This is a big deal.
We get a big game out every quarter at quality, that things are lining up finally after some of the slowdown through COVID. I'm tired of talking about that. But I can now see that we've got games coming every quarter that I think will surprise and delight our customers. We still have to deliver on the creative. We still have to deliver on the technical. Not every game we ship is for everybody. We know that. Like, I don't want to build. I'm not trying to build the one game to rule them all. We will have different creative takes and different. And
that's why we love Xbox. It's variation of games.
About the stuff that Microsoft Game Studios builds. But I like that. I think for what we're trying to do as Xbox, which isn't to mimic any of the other platforms out there, it's create our own brand and identity.
Woo!
The diversity of what we build, hopefully, will end up being a strength. But we have to do it at quality. We have to do it on time, and we have to show people what they're actually going to see. We have to show gameplay, and I think I'm kind of beyond that. Like, we've got to put great games in the hands of our players. There's nothing else.
If I could follow up on that, and I apologize, I do not want to dominate the conversation, but I make sure I want to follow up on the point of everything that you just said, and I'll take it from a personal standpoint. I've been a big believer in what Xbox has been building since about 2016, right? Xbox Play Anywhere, Game Pass, what you're doing with the Series X and S, just the cloud initiative, everything. I love all the services. And the marketing message that you present to the community. But to your point, and for me personally, I have Game Pass. My kids play it. We all love it. But you even mentioned delivering quality experiences every quarter, things like that. That's the sentiment that we get from the community right now. That's the sentiment that I even have of, it's great to talk about these things. I think we've been talking about them ad nauseum. It's like, when are we going to get to that point of actually delivering these experiences? Like I just ran down those games. There's 20-something studios. Forget Activision. Xbox Game Studios, what it is today. There's more than enough studios and titles out there that we're all anticipating. And I think that is the common frustration that I see out there from people, that it's like, we're tired of hearing, wait till next year. And I know you know that, but
I know.
It's like,
I know.
Yeah.
That was a tough one.
Yeah, it was.
This year started out well.
Yeah,
it did.
It did.
There we go.
Received well. The team did a really good job.
Let's remind everybody.
Setting expectation, and I will even say, yes, I'm rooting for the home team here, but I'll say over delivering on expectations of that show versus what it was. I think the drop of Hi-Fi to say, hey, if you've got Game Pass, you don't even have to buy the game. Like, just go click. People loved Hi-Fi. Something we don't talk a lot about, that same month, Age 2 on console shipped. Truth be told, more people are playing a bunch of people are playing Hi-Fi and Age 2, but Age 2 actually has more players right now. But all the fanfare goes to the highly rated,
it's just like the pop is what people want. It's like they know the numbers in the background. They know words don't mean shit.
Stupid.
Minecraft, I think, always reviews somewhere kind of different.
Oh, I forgot Minecraft.
Minecraft Legends.
Yeah.
We might.
Oh, Minecraft Legends.
might check it out.
That's true. I doubt I'll get a Game of the Year nomination, but it still probably do decently. Just like how Minecraft Dungeons did, and how the original Minecraft is the most popular game in the world.
I feel like momentum is building, and then something like Redfall happens, and the Xbox community should demand a lot from.
That's not what he wanted to fucking say. He's like, we got Hi-Fi Rush, killing it. We got Age of Empires,
and this is the bullcrap that you guys bring
one
to
fucking
me.
Game does
one hiccup,
shit.
It's not what you guys expected. How about you play the game? How about you try it? Yeah,
Phil
now
Spencer
we're done.
Get fired.
Get me fired. Done.
Everything is shit because
I love that
one
he did this.
fucking game came out.
He didn't say it in a pissed off way. He didn't say it. Listen, let me list this out. He went ahead and he said, well, after having this, and that, Because this guy's sitting there, my kids love Game Pass, I love Game Pass and all this stuff, but where are the games? Like, dude, come on.
Yeah.
Don't try to put him on a spot. So I love the way he answered this.
I'm glad he put him on the spot for Phil.
Because of how he handled it. But this is
way.
nonsense, dude. Like, come on. Why are you guys talking hella crap? Like, you know what's out. You know that they've been freaking releasing games. You're upset about Redfall. Move on. Yeah. Not what you expect, especially if you have Game Pass. Try the freaking game. You didn't like it. Go play something else.
And listen,
we're
going to make
Pass.
it better. But let's not say the world is ending because Redfall didn't hit. It wasn't what you wanted. No problem. On to the next one.
Yeah.
And I think he's also saying, listen, not every game's for everybody. This game was not the arcane game you wanted. Okay, they'll make another game, and maybe that one is. Maybe it's not. Maybe they're going to just stay in this world.
Go play the other ones we released this year.
It's all on Game Pass. Go ahead, have fun. They're there. All right.
From us as a team, where we sit inside of Microsoft, we've got the resources to do better. 2022 was, as you said, a very light year, I think is what you said. I might have other words for it. And then 2023.
But he's real. I like that, man. I can appreciate that shit.
This was a knockback. But it's our job to go and deliver on the next games. I can only look forward, right? I can sit here and wallow in my own.
Well, you can fix the game, but you can't rewind time.
You can't change this moment right now.
Exactly.
What happened?
Exactly.
And continue to support the teams and continue to grow. But yeah, I think it is ours to prove that. I can say now, and everybody can already stop. I don't want to hear what Phil has to say about the future, and I kind of fully respect that point of view. That we've got Starfield coming, we've got Forza coming, we've got Hellblade coming.
Did you guys hear that? We got Hellblade coming.
Hellblade.
They said Starfield coming, Forza coming, Hellblade coming. There's been a rumor that Hellblade is dropping this year at the end of the motherfucking year. He did that on purpose.
He knows what he's doing. He's trying to.
Look at that.
That was a smart move because he was like,
Senua's Saga is probably going to be a big splash. And
we're sitting here talking about Redfall. Let me give them something to move this.
I think Hellblade 2 is going to be the big blowout at the conference.
Yeah.
In June.
And he knew he needed to drop this somehow.
By the way, we got
really
live.
smooth.
We're going to live react to that shit.
Nice. Yeah, that was smooth, Phil.
That was very good. Smooth. But wait, there's one more right after. Ready? A lot of people missed this. Ready? Listen.
Like we've got collections of games.
Oh, wait. Ready?
Hear what Phil has to say about the future, and I kind of fully respect that point of view. That we've got Starfield coming, we've got Forza coming, we've got Hellblade coming. Like we've got collections of games.
Collections of games.
Collections.
Now again, what does that mean? A lot of people bypass this, but there's some people who picked it up. Collections of games. Well, there was a rumor that they were going to do a Gears of War collection.
Oh my gosh.
A Marcus Phoenix collection, just like Master Chief collection. A Marcus Phoenix collection.
That'll be cool.
Running in Unreal Engine 5.
Yo, that would be dope.
Can you fucking imagine if they redo Gears 1?
Gears 1 is one of the best freaking looking games.
Oh my God.
Ever. Like, dude, you can put that on and you can still appreciate what they made then. That's
pretty
crazy.
wild.
That would be so epic if they were remaking the Gears of War trilogy. Now, there are some people who are saying that maybe that's the Fable trilogy.
Maybe they're going to release it
but
as well.
I feel like those are too big of a game. Like those games are too long because they're RPGs
go ahead and have it done.
Each one. Like who's going to play all three, right? But Gears of War, those are shooters.
Man.
You fucking play them, you boom, go to the next
Gears
one.
Gears of War was fun.
That would be so epic.
That was fun.
We need to do
a gameplay.
We need to do a because they're co-op, so we could just play them. We should do them for sure. All right. Sorry.
Seeing very good builds of Avowed and stuff like we're in.
He mentions the other one.
Seeing very good builds of Avowed and stuff like.
You see the difference? We're seeing good builds of Avowed, which means Avowed a little later. But Hellblade, he just said, we got Hellblade coming.
Shout out to Honey for sponsoring.
Yeah, there's definitely, they're already making a Gears.
But until you have a controller in your hand and you're smiling from playing our games, none of my words should matter.
They're most certainly making
this
a.
Honey is funny.
Paris was just talking about what
They're
have you
definitely
learned.
making a Gear
I
6,
wanna go
guys,
back to that
for
in
sure.
The case of Redfall, even just as a case study for things like this when they happen in general, because Redfall wasn't even the only game to stumble out of the gate this week. Look at the PC version of Jedi Survivor. What a mess. Unacceptable that game shipped in the state.
Yo, didn't that shit crash on us 3 times while we were
Yeah,
playing?
it did.
We streamed that shit and it kept crashing.
Even on a massive title like that, it's going to be
That
a
was
game
fun,
be a
though.
contender.
That
We
game
all
is
know
good.
that, but like the PC version was unacceptable. My understanding is the PlayStation version's a bit of a mess as well. So we're still seeing this stuff happening on the regular. Just in general, when things, I'm fascinated, as you might know, I'm fascinated by the subject of failure because I've experienced a lot of it in my own career and in my personal life as well. And I think about it a lot. The number one quote
This is a good quote, by the way.
Much smarter than me. I talk about it all the time when I talk about writing at creative seminars and things like that. Is failure is not the opposite of success; it's a part of it. But that's only true.
That's really
if
dope.
You can get past feeling sorry for yourself when something fails and sift through the rubble.
Did you hear that? Failure is not the opposite of success.
No.
It's a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a dope ass quote.
You can't.
All you guys, take
yeah,
that in.
Remember
That's
that.
right. I'm not gonna
Remember that. Whatever you want to do in your life and you work hard and you try things, when you fail, that's not the end. That's just a part of the road.
A part of the process. You can't succeed unless you keep, you try.
You gotta try.
And if you fail, you keep trying and you try until you get to where you want to be.
No one succeeded out the gate without failing first. It's just what happens. So,
You know,
a good
wait, I
quote.
have a
What
question
can
about
we
Gears of
learn?
War.
sure.
Do you think that with this Marcus Phoenix collection, they're just going to call it Gears, the Marcus Phoenix collection? Like, remember, they try to be hip with the lingo and call 5 Gears 5, not Gears of War 5, just Gears 5. The official name.
I think it'll go back to Gears of War. I think at the time Gears was coming out around the time that God of War was popping off, like rumbling.
Yeah.
So I think they were just trying to be different from God of War.
Refreshing
Gears
it.
of War, God of War, they don't want there to be
Yeah.
confusion, but there's not going to be another God of War coming out anytime soon. So the next time they'll go back to Gears of War.
6, that'll just piss me
Yeah,
off. Gears
I think
5 was the only Gears. It's not Gears of War, it's Gears.
It's fine.
They could have at least did initials, GOW.
It's okay, bro. The
I would
initials
really
of God
prefer
of
that.
War are the same. That's why they don't want to do it. GOW is God of War, right? They're trying not to confuse the situation. All right, let's keep going.
And what can we learn from this failure? What can we take from this? What is teachable? And so I wanted to ask Phil, both in general and in the case of Redfall, I know you said you're going to work towards kind of turning the game around, but do you have a formal process? And what does it look like in the case of Redfall when something doesn't meet expectations? Is it something you get into right away, or do you wait for the dust to settle? What is the post-mortem
This is a
process?
huge thing that we didn't know,
and how do we
but
prevent
now
this
we
from
have some
happening again?
understanding.
Process
It's going to
look
come
like
up. Watch.
at Xbox.
Yeah, it's a great point, and I think I love your quote, Gary. I might lift that from you. People don't have to care about this, but I'll talk about it. When we acquire studios, there's kind
You see how real that is, though?
Yeah.
Like, he had to think. He was like, am I going to say this? Fuck it, let me say it.
Mhm.
All right?
And he's like, they're probably not going to give a crap, but it has
They
to be
might not
said.
believe me. They might think that I'm full
Yeah.
of shit, but this is just the reality. Look at him. That's real as fuck.
Mhm.
people don't have to care about this, but I'll talk about it. When we acquire studios, there's games that are in development when we acquire a studio, and then there's things that are either really early in development or not even conceived yet. And I think we need to improve on engaging in games that are midway through production when they become part of Xbox. I do think there's a different expectation for a game and even a team when you've been third party and all of a sudden you become part of first party. There's a different expectation in terms of how you're going to perform on our console. I think there's a different competitive set when people look at what this game is and the other games that they're going to say, hey, I want this game to feel as competitive as this other game on another console platform in our case. And we didn't do a good job early on in engaging with Arcane Austin to really help them understand what it meant to be part of Xbox and part of first party, and use some of our internal resources to help them and kind of move along that journey even faster. So we kind of left them to go work on the game. They're a very talented team. I love that team, and I still do, and I will totally bet on them to do another great game. But when like Matt Booty and Jamie Leader, who's running ZeniMax, and I sit down, I think we can engage earlier with our different studios. And I do think there's a difference when we come in when the creative's already set on a game. That's not washing our hands of any of the creative. Every game we ship from our teams is an Xbox game. And so it's a full responsibility for it. But thinking about how our internal processes of dev assistants, even some of our internal ATG resources, what's the Advanced Technology Group, and how those work with our internal teams. I think we can do a better job with our internal teams. We did a better job with Starfield. Again, nobody should believe it until they're playing the game.
Heard that?
game was earlier on in production.
They jumped in on Starfield.
And it was easier for us to kind of swarm a bunch of people to go and kind of help with some of the technology on our platform and ensure that we're going to ship a quality experience there. And we should have been there for Harvey and the team earlier. I think that's on us. And then through the process, it's an Unreal game. We have a bunch of studios that have done some really great work on Unreal over the years. And I think we were too late to help in that when they had certain issues that they were working through, which any team will. It's nothing to do with the specific engine. But we have a lot of experience, and we needed to get on that earlier with the team, and we didn't do that. And that's not an excuse. And you asked just to kind of diagnose. So when the 60 frames per second issue came up, we were definitely diving in. We had people from the Coalition and people from Rare and stuff looking, both teams that have done some really great work with Unreal to help us build a 60 FPS plan. But obviously that was a plan that had to be in place last fall. In order for us to really be in a position to have it at launch. And I take that as learning, as painful as it is. But as you said, it's part of getting to success are those learnings and that diagnosis. There's a bunch of other stuff I could go into, but then we end up with kind of dev doc, which I'm happy to do. But
I like when it goes deep like this. So this is so important.
Welcome back, Mischief and Shintaro. I did see the freaking Tekken Tiger.
Yeah, we're actually going to watch some of them on stream a little later after we talk about the news and stuff. Because there's some really good ones, and I think I have to walk back a lot of what I was saying.
You were talking hella crap.
Because I feel like I wasn't seeing the detail.
I love what he said. It is true. It has to be when you buy a studio and they're in the middle of working on a game, it's got to be weird to like kind of say, okay, well, what are you doing? What are we going to do? Bringing new people in and like for something that they've been working on, right? Yeah. Or trying to like shift them from their, and this is, I think, what he doesn't like to do, trying to kind of dictate their creativity, because then it's not creativity anymore. You're taking it away, or you're structuring it, right? So that has to be difficult. Even with the he said we jumped in.
Well, can you imagine if you've been making a game for a while,
and then they take
over,
and
then somebody they buy the company, and you're like, oh,
very
fuck,
nice of him, by the way,
company.
because normally you're like, I paid money, so let's go.
They come in and they're like, all right, we don't like what you're doing, so change all this shit. Like, no, they like. The game's already part of it. He's letting them
finish what they're working on.
The reason why this is so important is it gives us insight, because a lot of people are saying Xbox. But
have reality, all these,
what they're saying, what Phil is saying is, we bought this company. Bethesda was making this game. It was so far into development already, and they already had a plan. They already had everything going. So we just said, okay, you guys do what you got to do.
Yep.
And the companies, they do milestones, right? So they're saying, all right, we're on task, we're on point, we're going to make it. So this game, I'm 100% sure, was running at 60 frames per second.
Mm-hmm.
But as they kept putting more things into it, developing it more, all of a sudden, it's not quite hitting that target. And then all of a sudden, they have to really do different things to get it to go, right? So they said, all right, they tried, they pushed for it. But by the time they finally said, all right, Phil, we're not going to be able to hit 60 frames per second stable by the time this game ships. Phil's like, what the okay,
let's
get Gears, let's get Coalition on there. Let's get these people. But it's like, okay, but that's not going to just flip a switch and it's done. They still have to figure it out. They still have to work on it.
On something that they've been working on for so long, it's a lot harder than to say, okay, well, let's build it and figure it out like right from the get-go.
Yeah. And they think, if you're Phil Spencer and you bought Bethesda, this huge publisher, these people who make banger games, right? You're like, they can handle it. We don't need to be on top of them to do this,
And
right?
you figure if they need something, they'll holler.
Yeah, they'll holler if they need something. And then
yo, holler at your boy. You know what I'm
but
saying?
then to find out that, oh shit, like I put this trust in Bethesda to come through and all of a sudden they didn't. Now it's Phil's fault because he trusted them, right? But when you hear this, he's saying that is over.
Yeah.
It's no more Bethesda, go do you and let us know when you're done. No, this is too much of a mark. And he said it on here that when you come aboard, things change. When you're part of Xbox now, you're first party. People have different expectations of you and your games.
Yep.
And what you do is going to reflect on us. And I feel like
I think this was a big wake up call for
it was
Phil
a huge
Spencer
wake up call for him because he's trying to be nice to these people.
He's trying,
right?
But you know what, Bethesda didn't they come out and they were like, well, this game was supposed to be made for everybody.
From Arcane, the guy from Arcane.
Okay, so it's not Bethesda.
No, but Bethesda owns Arcane.
Okay, so they're out there speaking their truth. So go ahead, Philly Steakhouse.
Yeah, so exactly.
Speak yours, baby.
Let's call it what it is, right? So we let you guys do you.
Yeah.
And not handcuff you to what we like our oversight, and you dropped the ball. And this ball was not a ball that could be dropped. So they already fucked up. Now it seems like Starfield. See, he has a good relationship with Todd Howard.
Apparently,
who's the
like
godfather of Fallout, Elder Scrolls, Fallout 3, obviously, and now Starfield. So they've been having a relationship for a long time. And when Todd was having problems with things, he would call Phil, like, what do you think?
I remember seeing them like on stage and they were talking about how, we knew we had to deliver. Like now this is a different type of expectation.
Exactly.
These are the words that, like, if you were bought and you are known to make a certain type of game, now you know that you need to go ahead and do just that, if not better. You have to impress. Your level has, like, you were bought by a huge company. Now your level should be a lot higher of expectations for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what it is, right? So they have a better relationship. So I think Todd's like, listen, we need your help as much as possible to get this to the finish line and make it dope. Right. So I think, Phil's like, yes, whatever you need, let's do it. Right. So Starfield is their big game. Right. And that's why you hear him. He's so confident in it.
He's so proud of it.
He's like, you obviously don't listen to what I say. You'll see it when you see it and you'll feel it when you feel it. So they're putting in, they're focusing on Starfield, which they're like, all right, Redfall, you guys are good, right? Good. You do you. We're going to help Starfield. Mm-hmm. And now it's like, actually, we need your help. And it's like, motherfucker.
Like, why last minute?
Why did you not tell us this before?
Why last minute?
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so stupid. But now, this was, like you said, it was a wake-up call.
Yeah.
Now, there's no more going to be this shit. I guarantee you, whatever game is being made at Bethesda right now, whichever one, I don't care how small or how big, you better believe that Phil is going to be like, I want to know what's going on with this game, what's the progress, what's the goals, and what do we need to do to make it stand out and be something that's going to be a looker, that's going to be played right, it's going to feel good, it's going to look good, all that shit.
Yeah.
I think there's a huge change. Plus, going into Activision coming on board. I think this is changing the landscape of what that deal is going to be.
Yeah, how
when
that
they come
relationship is going to be. And it sucks because I also feel like, maybe he's going to be, now that he's a little more guarded, he's going to be questioning a little bit more. He's going to go ahead and that freedom he gave his employees and, to just go ahead and creatively go and do what they want, right? That relationship is going to change as well, which, it sucks. But it only takes one to mess it up, right? And that was Bethesda.
That's what it is. It's Redfall. Redfall is the one. But you know what? Listen, something had to give. And I think up until this point, we've been hearing it, and a lot of people have been complaining, and Phil's been taking it on the cheek, doing what he can, but still kind of keeping that kumbaya with his team's philosophy.
Obviously, his spirits are super low. He's very disappointed. He's obviously annoyed. He's trying to figure out how they're going to fix it. But this sucks. And the thing is that obviously it all comes down to him. Like everything's on his shoulders when things hit the fan, right? Nobody's sitting there saying, hey, Bethesda, what do you do?
Yep.
You know, they're like, yo, Phil,
Literally,
Xbox,
no one's even talking
Microsoft,
about Bethesda.
They're the ones getting the heat.
So, but this is the funny thing leading up to this, right? Leading up to Redfall coming out, the whole conversation that was circling it was, well, if Redfall is great, we can't give Xbox props because that game was being made already.
Yeah.
So that you're not going to get props for that or
guys,
Starfield.
What happens now?
But now the game's shit and it's like it's all on Xbox.
Phil should get fired.
Yeah, exactly.
Burned alive. Like, what
now,
the
this
heck?
is the thing. If Starfield comes out and it's a beast, then you can't go back now. You can't go back now. You can't go and say this was Bethesda because you just throw stones at Xbox for fucking up Redfall. Guess what?
But that's exactly how it's going to go, dude.
But you got to keep the criticism consistent. No?
Right?
Well, that's what they're not. They keep moving the goalposts, right? They always change what the bar is that they want to talk shit about. So, but all right, let's keep going. Let's see what's next.
Yeah. Well, Phil, we don't have much time with you, so I'm going to go around the table, give everybody one final question for Phil. I'm going to rattle off a couple quick ones with you, Phil. Of course, we talk about 60 frames, 30 frames.
This is important.
Should Xbox players expect a clear message this summer with Starfield with 30 and 60 frames? That's a big lesson learned, as you brought up. Should we expect that answer as clear as day?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a great one. Another one, you see a lot of conversation, of course. I want to praise you and the team for really elevating the PC side of this Xbox ecosystem. I think we've seen a lot of great strides in that. But when you see the community talk about the console,
that's a dope ass sweater, by the way.
Right?
Do you think you've lost?
I've been eyeing it since it started.
Onto the PC side. Yeah. Do you think that the console is still getting the console love that it deserves? Whether it be the homepage update, achievements, of course, looking forward and using the power of this next gen. Do you think you guys have lost that focus, or is it still there? And can we see more love on that side?
Well, we'll definitely continue to focus on making our console experience as great as it can be. I like
that was ridiculous
homepage refresh and some stuff.
Well,
I will say
here, just to put some context to it, a lot of people in the community are saying that Xbox is so caught up in expanding PC and expanding cloud and going to the handhelds and Game Pass that they're forgetting the core of the Xbox console. And by that, they talk about like achievements, right? Achievements have been the same for a long time, and people are asking
they want to refresh.
Like refresh. They want, different things. And Xbox said they were going to do it, and then they stopped. So like they just dropped it, and that was a problem.
They probably went ahead and they checked out the PlayStation. And by the way, I don't feel like I've achieved anything every time I unlock something on
trophy?
PlayStation. Yeah.
Well, see, but people would differ. People would beg to differ because for them, they have like these different level of trophies. But then if you get all the trophies in that game, you unlock a platinum trophy. So you get like this trophy that tells you I did everything.
No,
right?
listen, I need kudos right away. When I see that green bar just
I think
from
they deliver
small
it.
to
Xbox
big,
delivers
yeah,
it
that
better.
delivery, yo, I'm like,
I think
that's right. I did that. Stand up, round of applause.
I get that.
Thank you, everybody.
But people want something that says I completed this many games totally, right? And your score doesn't tell you that, right? You can play 100 games and get 500 gamer score on each game, right? And that'll give you a shit ton of score, but you never finish the game. So the people who do get 1,000 on there, they want some type of recognition for that, like PlayStation. When you're in PlayStation, if you unlock all the trophies, you get that platinum trophy. That tells you I have 84 platinum trophies. Holy shit, this guy completed 84 games, soup to nuts, completely done.
Okay, well, I prefer this delivery. All they got to do is add the levels of trophies.
But people want they want it upgraded.
Go ahead, Philly. I'm giving you the go ahead.
The Philly
Get that done.
Even that, and then the same thing with the recording, right? Like when you record the game and like a clip, like they want more access to edit it, right? To fix it up. And they've kind of had like this weird thing where they had different options to do it, and then they take options away. It's a whole weird thing. So there's a lot of system level upgrades that people want that Xbox is kind of keeping on the side. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's kind of the reason behind that. But now Phil Spencer is going to say some things that are a little controversial to people.
Controversial.
This might be disruptive
Can't
as
wait to see the
well.
controversy.
We have a different vision. You know, Paris talked about this. It's play the games you want with the people you want anywhere you want. We want Xbox to be something that people who buy our console can feel like they're a member of. Obviously, who are playing on PC, who are playing on cloud, that they feel like they're full members of our ecosystem. Game Pass players can play on many different devices, and we remain fully committed to that. We're not in the business of out-consoling Sony or out-consoling Nintendo. There isn't really a great solution or win for us. And I know that will upset a ton of people, but it's just the truth of the matter is that when you're third place in the console marketplace and the top two players are as strong as they are and have, in certain cases, very, very discrete focus on doing deals and other things that will
calling out PlayStation,
kind of make being Xbox hard for us as a team. That's on us, not on anybody else. Our vision is that everybody who's on console has to feel like they have a great experience and they're a first-class citizen. They've invested a ton in our platform, but we are not in a position, and I see it out there. I see commentary that if you just build great games, everything would turn around. It's
real quick. This right here, I don't think you guys have seen it. If you see it, you'll know. But the day before this interview,
Yes.
IGN had IGN Unlocked, their
Okay.
Xbox, their,
Like their
weekly Xbox show.
podcasts, basically.
Yeah, their podcast. And I listened to that one after I heard this one. And in that podcast, they made all these comments. And I believe that everything Phil is saying right here,
Taking
he's
jabs
literally saying
to them.
exactly what they fucking said. He has an answer for them right here. So I'm going to put it back so you know. But
commentary that if you just build great games, see it out there. I see commentary that if you just build great games, everything would turn around. It's just not true that if we go off and build great games, all of a sudden you're going to see console share shift in some dramatic way. We lost the worst generation to lose in the Xbox One generation, where everybody built their digital library of games. So when you go and you're building on Xbox, we want our Xbox community to feel awesome. But this idea that if we just focused more on great games on our console, that somehow we're going to win the console race, I think doesn't really lay into the reality of most people. Like 90% of the people every year who walk into a retailer to buy a console are already a member of one of the three ecosystems, and their digital library is
Facts.
there. This is the first generation where the big games that they're playing were games that were available last gen. When you think about Fortnite and Roblox and Minecraft, like the continuity from generation to generation is so strong. I see a lot of pundits out there that kind of want to go back
Right
to the
here.
time where we all had
They literally
cartridges
said
and
this.
discs, and every new generation was a clean slate and you could switch the whole console share. That's just not the world that we are in.
It is
today.
not.
There is no world where Starfield's an 11 out of 10 and people start selling their PS5s. That's not going to happen. So what we have to do, and we have this unique vision because we see what creators want to do. Creators want to build games that can meet players on any screen. People play with their friends regardless of what other screen they're on. And the console is the core of the Xbox brand. There's no doubt. So like we will stay focused on making sure that console experience is awesome. But I know some people want to hold us up of just being a better green version of what the blue guys do. And I'm just going to say, like, there's not a win for Xbox in staying in the wake of somebody else. We have to go off and do our own thing.
you heard that?
Yep.
That there's not a win for Xbox staying in the wake of someone else. They can't try to outdo Sony.
No, because he said it very clearly. If Starfield gets an 11 out of 10, people are not going to go ahead, burn their freaking PlayStation and go pick up an Xbox.
It's not going to
That's
happen.
not going to happen. They need to
Agreed.
do Game Pass. They need to do the streaming services.
The PC,
they need the
everything
PC.
else.
They need all this stuff. They need these 10-year deals with Nintendo. Like, these are the steps. They have a plan, and these are the steps that they're taking. And I think it's going to pay off. Philly's not going anywhere because I need him to finish out his plan and his vision, because I think that he's been going at it and been trying to do something different for a while, and he's getting the opportunity to do so. And I just want to see it through. I feel like it's gonna work.
It's gonna, absolutely.
Phil's leaving a
With
legacy,
Game Pass,
and
with
he has to
is.
complete that legacy.
Cloud and the way we build our games.
Absolutely.
Sorry, I was a little long-winded.
No, that was perfect. And unfortunately, we do have to say goodbye to you, Phil. I know that we have a hard out here, but I want to end it with something positive, Phil, because I've gotten cranky, Phil, this whole episode, and I freaking love you, and I appreciate you being on and being hard with us, but I do need something positive out of you, Phil. So before you leave, tell me and the Xbox community something positive that you're looking forward to, that you're playing, anything fun to bring a smile to your face.
Dude, I'm an optimist. Like, I will always see, I'll use this for you, the gap between the trees. I'll always see the fresh POW. Like, this is why I'm here. I love the games that are ahead of us. I'm having a great time playing the games that are available in Game Pass today. I look in Ravenlock coming, Benedict's here. I just love playing video games. One of the things I am excited about is
Jim Ryan.
ROG Ally, something I've got my hands
The
on.
ROG Ally.
And I
The
just love
handheld that we
fact
talked about
here's
last
a
week?
device that people are going to get
He's excited
there.
for it.
Isn't that it? No,
Whether
that's
it's your
not.
Steam
That's
It
the
might
one.
be it.
Pad or
I
your
think that's it back
Xbox.
there.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, it
see
might
the
be
growth
it,
in
yeah.
video games. I get to spend time with creators who are excited about the opportunity that they have. I get
By
to
the
go
way,
play some
Alan
amazing
Wake.
games. Some of those are Game Pass, some of those not.
The new one's coming
And
out,
I
part
just
2.
think the gaming space has never been more diversely creative than it is right now, and it's a privilege to be a part of it.
I love hearing that. Paris, end us with this
All
episode.
right.
What do you got to say? And let's get
So
it.
the rest is nonsense. There's no more
So,
him.
that was really cool. I don't think he was cranky. If he came out here dancing and smiling, they'll be like, yo, look at him. He doesn't give a crap. He kept it mad real. He said what he had to say. He said more than he should have said, probably. And good for him, I respect that. And I understand a little bit more. These interviews are necessary. I'm glad he didn't go ahead and hide, right? I'm glad he didn't throw a tantrum about, yo, I see Redfall. It's a freaking great game. I don't know what you dumbasses don't like about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could have stood by his, whatever, put everything on the team, but he didn't do that. I loved this interview. This was great. And not because of necessarily, I think his honesty, right? It wasn't necessarily the question. It was his attitude about the questions that were asked.
Agreed. He
Yeah,
did a good
absolutely.
job. I think that he handled it well. He kept his cool. He was emotional without being a mess, and it was powerful to say the least.
All right, let me ask you guys. Do you feel like after seeing Phil up on the interview, did going and doing this interview, did it help Xbox? Like, did it help the perception of Xbox, or do you think this hurt Xbox?
Okay, so I don't think it hurt Xbox in any way. I mean, I didn't think that Xbox was going anywhere. I didn't even understand why there will be so much freaking heat about this whole Redfall situation. They have been, as he mentioned, because people tend to very quickly forget that they have been delivering games. Freaking Game Pass, let's not forget, it's been around, but it's popping now. It's a new thing that they're doing as well. I think that he let us know a little bit more of his approach when they did buy these studios. When they bought them, they were working on games that he didn't just say, hey, throw it in the trash. What do you got for me? What are you starting with? He also didn't harass him. What are you on? Like, stop it. We don't want it like this. We want it like that. Like, he went ahead and he let them work on what they were working on. I think we're going to see a big turnaround with the studios now, because now they are going to be focusing on making games for the Xbox. I think he's more excited than we can even imagine about Starfield. He's trying to not go ahead and hype it up too much, because he never knows what people are gonna have an issue with. Again, he mentioned how he talked about Redfall. Redfall was played, was tested, all this other stuff. Obviously, they thought they had a really good game there. They were not expecting this, but not everything's for everybody. And honestly, I think a lot of the heat is based on the fact that it was delayed. And then, there were a few freaking hiccups here and there while you were playing. I think that had more to do with people's situation with the freaking game than like the reality of it.
Yeah.
And
No.
again, let's call out Bethesda on this mess, right? Obviously, he said that's on me, but he made it very clear that he let them work on it. And then last minute, they heard that they can't deliver the 60 frames a second. Instead, the 30 frames, it's what's being released. And like you mentioned, CMoney, this could not be held to go ahead and compete with the big dogs that they've got coming out. So, let's put some light on Bethesda in this whole situation.
I agree. Now, the other thing I will say too is after hearing it, right? Like after watching this interview and seeing how excited he is for the show, how excited he is for the games that are coming out next, like the next bunch of games that are coming out, right? That also made me feel like they kind of saw, they did those mock reviews of Redfall. He saw the game. He kind of had an idea of what was going to happen, that it wasn't going to be like
a top
tier game. Like it just wasn't going to be. They didn't do enough to make it that.
Yeah. So they couldn't hold it any
I feel
longer, dude. It's like, okay,
remember,
here.
the show's in June.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want Redfall to come out after June.
Yep.
He doesn't want after June. People are going to be hyped.
Mm-hmm.
Once they see all the shit that he has to show. Look at this Starfield. Starfield looks amazing.
Yeah,
I don't know how people don't see this.
First of all,
it doesn't make any sense to me.
I was looking down, I looked up and you said Starfield and it's like I've seen clips here and there. I didn't think this was the game.
It's stunning, right?
Yeah, this is
old
ridiculous
footage. You can only imagine what Xbox has been digging down to get them to.
They're not going to drop the ball on this. There's no way, dude. Especially with the heat they're getting from Redfall.
No way. They're putting everything into this.
They are going to inspect every little thing that could be said about it. Even we were talking about the interaction with the characters, right? That the facial expressions that maybe that was a little off. I think they're going to go and make sure that they're
going to do everything they can.
Beyond.
I don't think they're going to spare anything when it comes to trying to help this game. Now, again, let's keep this in mind. I still look at this game as something different because this game has been in development for
so long. Yeah.
So long.
Yeah, we can't
and
expect
Xbox
that
has only
every
been
game
involved
coming
in the
out
last
now is going to look like this.
Exactly. It's the last 2 years that this game has been with
this
Xbox.
Is beautiful.
So Xbox has, like, as much as this game is going to look great, it's not going to look as good as it could have had it been under Xbox the entire time.
Yeah,
right?
obviously.
So I'm not like, I just think it's going to be really, like, it's going to be top notch for sure. But I also think that there's going to be games at the show. Remember, they're doing a separate Starfield show after the main event.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's going to be plenty of games at the main event that are going to make this game look like shit in comparison, I feel.
Yeah.
Because I think those other games are purely next gen.
Yeah.
Even though this one is purely next gen.
I agree with what you're saying, but it was already something that they were working on. These are games that are
that Xbox has been working on
from the beginning. I get that.
With them. So I feel like those are going to be another level.
Those are going to be a huge
surprise. You got to imagine this game started as a multi-platform game. So they weren't making this with Xbox only in mind. So the hardware is not going to be used 100% like it could have been used had this been an Xbox only game from the beginning. So I don't think that that's going to be the case, but I do think it's going to look exceptional. Like, this is how good it looks now, and I think it's going to look that much better.
Yeah.
Plus, once you play it on PC, holy shit, I think that's going to really
that's going to really boost it up.
It's going to be a big thing.
It does. Shintaro says, "Oh, this game looks kind of sick."
Yeah, it is. It really does. But my point is that I think he knew that Redfall wasn't going to be as great as they were hoping. So they put it out before the showcase so that everything going forward is nothing but hype.
Yeah.
Nothing but hype.
It has to be. It has to be nothing but hype right now. With everything that's been going on. Like, it's necessary. And we have to keep it real and know that any little any little hiccup is going to be like torches out.
Yep, absolutely, 100%.
And that's just the reality of it right now.
Yep, I agree.
It sucks, but that's the reality.
It's the reality.
There's no room for messing up. There's no room for overlooks. There's no room for a conversation that wasn't had. Phil needs to freaking personally go ahead and inspect everything.
Agreed.
Right now.
Agreed. And I think that that's what's going to be taking place, especially these last. I mean, if you think about it, we're in May, right? May, you got June, July, August, September. You still got 4 months before this game is out.
It sounds like a lot. I mean, the way that the game looks, it looks like it's freaking done, but obviously so much goes into this stuff. They are presenting us with what they feel is clean and ready to go. Obviously, it's a huge game.
Yep.
Right? A huge world.
Absolutely.
So, right now they're just, it sounds like a long time, 4 months, but once you start doing things here, there, and back and forth, it's like, that's insane. You can't look at this and tell me that that's not an insane looking game. That was a beautiful shot.
Yeah, for sure. And again, I mean, it's only going to look better, right? And that's the big deal. But yeah, that's what I feel. I feel like, because you gotta remember, the ones that we know for sure are Starfield and Forza for the rest of this year. I think Hellblade is gonna come, but Forza and Starfield, I feel like Forza is gonna either shadow drop or be dropped like right after the show, like within the next month or so.
I said this before. I don't like it when they go ahead and they tell you like 3 years before or whatever.
Well, that's what Xbox's been doing. We have so much of that.
But that's the problem. And then when there's a delay, when you're expecting something and they run into, problems here and there, COVID is still like, because of it, things are not necessarily just back to normal where everything and everyone's available and running smoothly. But like the world is different right now from before, right? But the situation is that like I'd rather not know. Like, tell us when you're like halfway done. Tell us when you're like,
this is a thing.
3/4 done, and then we're like, okay, yes, it's coming. Rather than telling us 3 years in advance, then delay it for a year, then another hiccup happened. Like it's a lot.
So this is the thing. Right? I feel like before you had to do that because Xbox didn't have shit.
Yeah.
So you had to hype us up and put something in our minds that, oh shit, this is coming at some point. So we could feel like, all right, we have these games to look forward
Especially with all the studios that they've been buying. It's kind of like, all right, well, tell us what you're doing with it. The world is so anxious for information.
So now this is the thing. If you think about it, right? If they're doing a big game a quarter, right?
Yeah.
That means there's 4 games in a year that are supposed to be bigger, right?
Yes.
Like bigger size, not the smaller ones, the bigger ones. Well, they have like 20 something, 30 studios. Okay. So when you space that out and you think about it, 4 games in a year, that leaves nothing. So in like 3 years or 4 years,
like
they still didn't work through
Yeah.
all of their studios, and
Yeah.
the other studios after they release the game are going to start making a game, right?
Mhm.
So what we're going to find is there'll be this rotating cadence where it's like, okay, look at all these new games coming out, and then we'll forget about the games that already came out,
Yeah.
right? And those studios will be making
The
new
new
games.
game. Yep.
So by the time those start coming out, all of a sudden be like, hey, look at what these new games are going to be.
The wheel is just not rolling smoothly yet. I
Yet,
think they're
because
just
the games-
catching up.
Remember,
with,
they did this in 2018.
Yeah.
So let's just assume 2018 they bought a studio and they started the games from scratch.
Yeah.
Well, nowadays, if it's going to be a big game like this, if it's going to be graphically crazy, if it's going to be, foundationally crazy where there's going to be a lot to it, it's going to take years.
Agree.
It's going to take 4, 5, 6 years to get to where you want to be, especially like Fable, right? They bought the, what's the name? Playground, right?
Okay.
They bought Playground Games, 2018. And there was rumors back then that there was a team that was going to be making Fable in the UK. Well, that turned out to be true because it was them. So, but the rumors were back in 2017.
Okay.
So it was before. So it's almost like Xbox bought them knowing that they were going to make Fable. So saying, all right, listen, you guys are our Forza Horizon team, but you guys are going to make Fable and we're going to buy you, right? So
Yeah.
boom, they bought him. So you figure from there, that team actually got like made. They separated it. So it's not the Forza Horizon team who's making Fable.
No,
They Playground Games, the studio,
they have a team
has
for
a brand
Fable.
new team.
They're just using each other. They have them.
Yeah,
Why
they're
not?
using the
It's
tech,
the smart.
but they're going to
It's the
build
smart
from there.
thing to do.
But that team has been growing. They've been hiring. So as much as that shit would happen back in 2018, 2017, they're still building that team, or they still were building that team. So over the years, they're building the game, but the team's growing, they're getting bigger. So it takes time.
Yeah.
So this is the thing. Once
The wheel starts going, dude. Once this all falls into place,
there's no way to stop
there's
it.
no
dude.
stopping it. And that's
And
where
when
we
they
need
buy
to get
fucking
to.
Activision,
Right?
it's gonna be
insane. And
Jeez.
this is the situation. I've been saying this is the first hiccup, and look at what's happening. Jim Ryan has been having hiccups all year long. I was
Absolutely.
feeling bad for our boy Jim.
Slim Jim.
Yeah, but man, never did I see him go through this type of heat. And he was out there acting hella crazy.
Well, but you know what? It's not heat from his people. It's heat from everybody else, right? But the Sony people are not saying shit. They're fine with it. They're like, oh, Jim, do what you got to do to block this deal. Because that's all they want to have happen. They just want the deal to be blocked. I could tell you right now, if Starfield comes out and is a banger, which I can't
imagine
it not fucking
like,
being
what
a banger,
kind of
dude.
nonsense are they feeding us that we're watching right now that like adds up to it being a crappy game?
Dude,
Oh my
this
God,
game
imagine.
this
It's
was
a 7.
year ago. Okay, this was 10 months ago. We saw this footage, right? And that footage, they didn't just make this shit and put it out for us to see. So this footage is of a build that's even earlier than a year ago. Okay, and this is how good it looks all around. Come on, man.
Jim. CMoney, Shintaro wants to know, when do you think Fable 4 is coming out?
I think it'll be next year.
Early next year?
No, late next year. I don't think they're going to put up another RPG next to
go
Starfield
against this
for a
one,
while.
yeah.
So
probably
Hellblade
next
is a
fall,
shorter
yeah.
experience. Not a shorter, but like it's a
It's not like
different
an
different
experience.
type of
It's
game,
a
yeah.
linear story. So
Yeah, it's an action adventure game, right? That's different from
Mm-hmm.
this, which is a RPG. You got Forza, which is a car game. Then they mentioned it, but you have the heist game. What the hell is the name?
It's Payday.
No, not Payday. The one that they announced.
Contraband.
Contraband, yeah. So you got Contraband, which is like a car heist shooter game, right?
Nice.
Stuff like that they'll put out. I think, and then you got Avowed, right? Avowed is another big game like this. If I'm Xbox, you got to give time.
Yeah.
Between-
You got to let it breathe out, especially with like, they need now more than ever to really celebrate their victories.
Yep.
Take them in, let people ride out the game until they are
Dude, this is what
done
Sony
with
does.
it. And then let's move on
Dude,
to the
that's
next
what
one.
Sony does. God of
They
War
need to
was
do
the
that.
last game that they came out with was last year, okay? And they don't have another game until Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So God of War is a huge fucking game, and it deserves its time to
To be
sit.
played
So
and
that's
enjoyed.
fine.
Yeah.
They should make smaller games to fill out the year.
Agreed.
But, you know, their fan base doesn't require them to do anything, so they don't, right?
Yeah.
So you got Spider-Man coming. That's going to be a great game. And guess what? After that, God knows how long before we get another game from them. And it'll
That's
probably be a
big,
great
yeah.
game. But still, I mean, that's where they are, right? So I feel like if you're going to do Starfield, whatever other games come out can't be direct.
No, it can't
Oh my God, that's
overshadow in
fucking
any
beautiful,
way.
dude. How
It
do you-
can't be
This game
competing
looks
against.
amazing,
Yeah,
bro.
it does. That's
it looks
insane.
fucking
It looks pretty
amazing.
crazy.
And listen, any criticism, I think, that's crazy.
It's
It will
fucking
come
amazing,
down
dude.
to the type of game that it is. You know, like
That's
the hype
stunning,
for
Jesus.
Spider-Man, obviously, we know what type of game we're going to get with Spider-Man. I feel like if any nonsense comes out of Starfield, it will simply have to do with the type of game that it is.
Also,
like how
Spider-Man
you
itself
feel
is
when you're
an
playing.
enormous IP. Like Starfield will probably review better, but Spider-Man will undoubtedly sell way better than Starfield. Other than the fact
You
that it's Game
are
Pass title.
unfortunately very incorrect.
I think Spider-Man's gonna outsell Starfield for
Dude,
sure.
Let me listen. Right out the gate, yes. Not long term. People
I
will
don't
play
think long
Spider-Man
term.
and then
I
they will
agree,
forget.
100%. I think
They will play it and
but I
forget.
think right away, Madman, you're correct. I think in the heat of time, like right there when it first comes out, Spider-Man's gonna come out with a
Like, think
freaking
about it. Not
bang.
only are
Everybody's
obviously
hyped for
gamers.
it, waiting for it. I think Starfield, as the talks come in, especially with what happened with Redfall, I think is gonna take a little bit of build up, but I think in the long run, it is going to outsell it. If
What you guys don't
assuming
know.
that they're delivering what
Remember,
we
it's a
think they're
Game
going to
Pass title
deliver.
too.
Yeah.
Maybe more people will check it out, but, it's not gonna
But that's
sell
all that
copies.
matters. That's all that matters. Sony is the only person who needs the money from a sale. Microsoft is $3 trillion almost dollar company.
Yeah,
That doesn't matter. You're putting a label on something that they can give three shits about because they don't live or
want
breathe
the money for
on
the
the money.
game.
They want the subscribers.
the
And yes,
subscribers
Shintaro,
for
that's all they
Game
want.
Pass. They want people to be on that rotation, that every month that money's coming in, and that's what they're more
That's all they
concerned
care
with.
about.
Yeah.
So, but let me tell you something.
Shintaro, by the way, real quick, Spider-Man, Madman freaking loves Venom.
Venom.
He's so
And
excited for
Spider-Man.
the idea that he's going to be in the next movie.
Shit.
So you
I love
go
Venom
ahead
too.
and look at the games that Bethesda proper, not Bethesda the publisher, but Bethesda the studio, which Todd Howard runs, right? You look at Elder Scrolls, okay? Elder Scrolls, Skyrim came out in 2011, and it's still a game that is played today. People keep buying the games.
They won't stop porting it.
But no. People won't stop playing it. I could port any game in the world. That doesn't mean anybody has to buy it. The reason they do it is because people keep buying it because
Like, it
people
literally got ported
love
to Alexa.
their games.
Literally got ported to
Understand? You don't understand. Like you don't.
Alexa. No, I'm not saying that they're not,
Bethesda.
like, they won't stop. Like, obviously, I know people have to buy it to make them want to port it. I'm not stupid. It's not like they're just doing it. And people are like, well, we have to buy it. They won't stop porting it.
Okay, so then you know that at the end of the day, the reason people keep buying it, the reason they keep porting it is because people keep buying it.
Yeah,
And the
of
reason they
course.
do that is because these guys are masters of their craft.
It's like Grand Theft Auto 5. Like,
So-
they're not going to stop.
Yeah, it's a
releasing
whole
versions as long as
different
people
ball
play it.
game for sure. Right? So Bethesda games sell forever. Okay. People still play Fallout 4 and mod it and keep going. It's just what happens. This is a whole different beast. Sony's things are one and dones. Okay. You get Spider-Man 2. Guess what? The people who are interested in Spider-Man 2 are going to buy it. The people who don't care are not going to buy it. And that's it. That's the extent of it.
Yeah, this is
So
something new.
this
That's
is
going to
something-
continue to build. The people
Yes,
are going to continue
years
to
from
talk
now,
about. Yep.
People are still going to be playing this game, buying this game. Every time new people come on the Xbox or anytime somebody gets on Game
They're going to
Pass or
try the
xCloud,
game. Yep.
they're going to fucking play this game. And this is going to be the one. This is it. And the modding support, all that stuff. So Starfield, there's no like Spider-Man is a little notch in Starfield's belt. Is Spider-Man going to blow when it comes out? Absolutely.
Agreed,
But let me ask you a
100%.
question. How many people are talking about Spider-Man 1?
Yeah, no
Anymore?
one.
Like,
no
you-
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many people? How many people are talking about Miles Morales?
Few.
Nobody. Right? No one. The only people are people who are specifically talking about Spider-Man 2.
I get that. The game was beat. It's done.
Spider-Man
Then
2 is
that's it,
Miles
yeah.
Morales is 2 years old.
Yeah.
It's done.
And I think that what might even help Spider-Man a bit more, because you remember, Miles is a big star in Part 2, but you know it's coming out very shortly beforehand across the Spider-Verse. People
And
who
then
might see
that
the
movie
might
will
be
be
more
movie,
gone.
yeah,
inclined
it's
to
gonna
But
be
then
a-
that movie
That
will be
movie's going to be a
gone.
big deal. When
And then
it's,
that's
yeah.
it.
the movie. Well,
That's it. It'll once the movie comes out, it'll be great, and then it'll be done. Again,
Well, people
who's
still
talking
talk about
about
Into
who's
the
talking about
Spider-Verse.
who's talking about the first one?
people still are talking about it. It's
No,
revered as one of
only in the
greatest comic book
context
movies
of the
ever
next
created.
one. Only in the context
Of the new
part
one.
2 coming
Yeah,
out.
I agree.
Once part 2 is out and it's been out for a little bit,
And then
no
it's
one's going
done,
to talk
yeah.
about it until part 3 is announced or whatever it
I
is.
agree
It is
with
coming
that.
out next year. Remember, Across the Spider-Verse
Again-
will end on a cliffhanger. It's
Yeah,
Infinity
that's
War
fine.
Endgame.
But man, the point is that there's a difference between your stuff is being talked about because another one's on the horizon versus Skyrim is from 2011 and there's not even another Elder Scrolls in sight
And
yet.
people are still going.
There's not another one in
Yeah.
sight. and people are still playing the game that
So
came
you're
out
saying
before
that
the
this is
next
going to
Elder
be that
Scrolls.
type of game. Good.
This is going to be
I
the
hope
next
so.
one,
I
just
hope
like
so.
their Fallout game is. That's what they do.
Shintaro thinks that Grand Theft Auto 6 will be coming out in 2030. Purpleberry
sounds
argues
stupid.
that it will be on 2025.
Yeah, it's probably 2025, I would say. I don't think
Yeah.
it's... I mean, the fact that there was leaks lead me to
I mean,
believe
I'm
that
so
it's
annoyed by the way that
close
they
enough.
leaked.
Yeah, I think it might be close enough. Like, maybe it could happen the end of next year, but most likely the year before that.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think
So
that
that's what I think for sure.
there's also leaks that GTA 6 is gonna have the first female protagonist in the series.
Yeah, which is cool. So all right. So I think that we're talking about Starfield right now.
Well, it did
Yeah.
get its rating.
yeah,
it's
so
M-rated.
why don't you pop
Who
us
would've
into
thunk
that next topic there?
Well, yeah, so the ESRB has announced that it has given Starfield an M rating for violence, blood, suggested themes, strong language, and use of drugs.
Woo!
Are you surprised? No. Most of Bethesda's games get M ratings. So
Yeah, but
I'm like, okay.
but this is why this is even news, okay? Because nobody cares about the ratings in general,
Like,
right?
oh boy.
But the reason,
I never really heard
the
about
reason why
Use of drugs.
this is important is because when I put that first video on,
Yeah.
okay, you'll notice that they shoot people
Yeah.
and there's no blood.
Oh.
Okay.
So the world is looking at that saying, wow, they're not gonna like they're making it what for kids? Like they don't want to
Yeah.
show
Oh my
blood, they
God.
don't want to show all this stuff. Well, but this is the honest discourse that people are having about it,
Yeah.
saying that, oh, they're gonna make it safe, they're not gonna show blood.
By the way, I didn't think like it was missing anything. So tell me the juice.
Yeah, so that's what people feel. They feel like when you watch it, you'll see. I'll put it back on real quick.
I love how people's thought process is if it's not gory and explicit to fucking hell, then it's kids' game. Like how
Yeah, but-
Halo 5 and Infinite were T for teen instead of M rated like the first 4. Like it's not like it's worse now. Well, some people think that, but
See, so
still.
you see
You know,
little
I thought
splashes
it was
of something,
but
but
I
you don't
thought it
see
was because
blood.
of the armor and the stuff that they were wearing, though.
Yeah, but
so,
you would think that, and
Yeah,
that makes
okay.
sense.
So what-
That makes sense, but that's not what people were going on.
okay.
So people were saying, "Oh, they're not making it bloody." If you play Fallout 4, you could like explode their heads, you can
Yeah.
dismember them, all this stuff, right?
I literally thought it was the clothing they were wearing, like the armor
Yeah,
and all
I mean,
that extra
again, it
stuff.
makes sense
It would
with so
absorb
much,
the blood, right?
Agreed.
So what's the deal?
But people thought that it. So people were like, "Oh, it's not going to have that," which is again another knock that they're trying to do. But the M rating that just came out specifically says it got M rating for other
Yeah.
things, but blood
It's one
is
of
one of them. So
yeah.
as stupid as it sounds, that's the case. This
Yeah.
is actually a huge deal for people who are interested in Starfield, who are following it closely, because they want to know that, okay, maybe the reason you don't see the blood is because of the armor.
yeah.
Right?
Well-
There's something that pops out, right? But it
Yeah.
doesn't stay, right?
It
Like it's
doesn't
not hitting the
stand
floor.
out, yeah.
It's not.
So
you're
they're
not,
trying. They're obviously not showing how messy it will
But
get.
look at this. It doesn't say blood and gore. Like it's not like you're gonna be able to snap their fingers off for fun or something.
Yeah, but
like
it shows
that.
blood, and that's all that the people were nervous about. That's
No
that's
blood?
just what it is. They
Oh,
wanted to know.
no.
That, well, I mean, it's different from their other games. You know, again, Elder Scrolls, all this stuff. You cut people in pieces and shit every once in a
Yeah.
while, and there's blood, right? So that's what it is. So that's all. That's what it was. So the M rating just clears up
that there will be blood, you guys.
that there will be blood.
Will be
so
blood.
all of you who were afraid that there wasn't
Oh,
going to
thank
be
Christ.
blood,
bloody enough. It is,
Now you
you
know
guys.
there is gonna be blood.
It's gonna be a crime scene,
absolutely.
All right.
and I
all right.
think I'm gonna be playing that game
for the blood.
just to check it out.
Just for the blood.
You know, just
It's the only reason. The only
to
reason.
blast them out. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, absolutely. All right, man, take us to the next topic, my friend.
So Warner Brothers has possibly teased a Superman game coming from their CEO. Ooh, did I say too much? But this is going to be something crazy because I think Superman, there's been talks about Superman in video game forum for a while, what directors would do with a Superman game. And I think that it's been a while. It's been a really stupid long time since we got an actual Superman game that's had any notoriety. Like Superman 64 was a shit show, but other than that, like nothing really in the Superman vein unless it's been like Injustice, which is like everyone
Purple
That's
Racer, we
been,
love our
like-
blood.
had any attention. And I think that, like, I think the real question is it going to be like Arkham, Batman Arkham Knight and Asylum, where it's like a story-driven, like, Superman game that's going to have all attention and eyes on it? Or is it going to be some stupid shit like Suicide Squad, Kill It Justice League, or Gotham Knights, where it's like, okay, it's just like a game that obviously doesn't have the most love poured into it, but, you know, it's a Superman game. What the scale is, we have no idea. Or it could be a mobile game, so who knows?
No, so they have here the basically the person who said it, they saw it on a careers page for WB Montreal. So it says WB Games Montreal, division of Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment, seeks a senior gameplay AI programmer to work with its game development team responsible for a new AAA title.
Oh, AAA, good.
So it was announced that WB Montreal confirmed that it was working on a brand new DC related game. And people are assuming that that's Superman. Like, I really don't. It says new IP. I mean, I feel like this is a little bit of a stretch, though, where I don't see that. I don't see anywhere where Superman is even
Mentioned.
like hinted at. It's just they're working on a new AAA game, new IP. It's funny that they already hopped off of Gotham Knights completely. Like, they made the game. They're like, all right, we're done.
Like, there's
Done.
like, bro, we're not
Out.
supporting that shit.
Enough
sort
of that
thing.
crap.
Yeah, we're not doing that anymore.
Which I think that's good because it was not too well received. Not like Redfall unwell received. Like, I can't believe we have to go that far now. But it wasn't received enough to warrant continuing support or sequels.
Gotham Knights. Yeah, I still want to play it. We have it. So maybe we'll just play
I feel like we need a Superman game, kind of like that Spider-Man game. You know what I'm saying? Like, up it. Let's drop all the nonsense when they make these little superhero games that are just like graphically painful. Like, spend the money, go in. It's Superman, bro. Like,
Bruh.
you know, you can give us some really good stuff with Superman.
Now imagine an alternative
Clark
reality
Kent.
where Insomniac made Superman game. Oh my gosh.
Well,
that would be something.
I mean, they don't.
Well, we're
as
gonna
much
see
as
what-
as much as that might be the case, you really don't see what is going on with
Wolverine. Yeah, I think we need to see what Wolverine. If
they
Wolverine's
haven't done
amazing,
anything in the air like that, right? They
What?
do swinging. You know what I'm saying? They can do falling.
I think Wolverine is where it's like we gotta see. Like, if Wolverine's amazing, they can probably tackle anything. If Wolverine's shit, just
Well,
stick to Spider-Man.
I don't believe that if they try to make a Superman game, they wouldn't do well. I think if they did a Superman game, they wouldn't make it the way most people would imagine a
imagine.
Superman game. I think they would focus on the story of Clark Kent and, you know, make something
Like how
a little
Spider-Man wasn't
different.
just like a Spider-Man Saves the Day kind of game. It was Peter Parker.
Well,
was,
there's
his
more. There's got to
actual
be
life
more
was
to
very
it. I mean,
involved.
like Smallville style. You know what I mean? That type.
That
well,
would be dope.
before he became Superman, seeing his
Let's
like
build up to
learning.
his powers, you know what
let's
I'm
build
saying?
up because Purpleberry did just mention. She said, "I feel like that'd be hard because Superman is supposed to be invincible, but Clark Kent, when he's learning his powers, when he's getting used to it, when he's unlocked pretty much a new one, and he's trying to figure out what to do with it. When there's a freaking villain and you're going, you know, face to face, like Smallville, that's the foundation of
Yeah.
what that game
And Superman
should
is
be.
not invincible, right?
No,
because
he's not.
kryptonite,
Let's get that kryptonite. You
Kryptonite
see him,
takes
you
him
see him
down.
down real quick.
Yeah,
I
so
just sprinkle it at him and he can't move.
I feel like they can have a really cool dynamic where he, like, when you're playing the game, as much as there's a story going on, remember, like the movie where he's dealing with saving other people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so he has this main mission, but maybe as you're on the main mission,
go
you start
side
hearing
quests. Yes,
help,
'cause he can
help, and it's
hear,
like,
yo.
and you're like,
Superman
oh
is
shit,
dope.
I gotta go. Do I continue on this mission right now?
Yeah.
Or do I go save these people? Like, you can really mess with that dynamic.
Listen,
I think that would be
That
hella
would be
dope.
freaking amazing. Tom Welling, who played Clark Kent in Smallville.
He was so good, but he's so old now.
He's so old now, but like he just brought him
To
like
life.
it was just perfect.
Okay, real quick though.
Yes.
Superman. Tom Welling or Henry Cavill?
So Henry Cavill's a better Superman, but probably Tom Welling was better.
I'm gonna put that.
So
I'm gonna
put
put that.
that up.
I'm gonna put that as a poll.
I
I can't
think-
remember a single moment where Henry Cavill was just Clark
Somebody
Kent.
said that interview hurt Xbox, and I wonder who it. Madman.
here's my thing.
I
So
feel like it
I
was
feel
him.
like that. I think it helps.
I knew it was him.
Yeah, I knew. Yeah, it was me.
I
I
thought
think
so
it
too,
helps
by the way.
undoubtedly. But if you look at the reception online, people are talking all kind of shit because of it.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I think
but
that
people
while I
talking-
think it would help,
So
apparently
this is
the
the
world
thing.
has thinks otherwise.
Oh my
so
gosh,
ultimately,
and
I think
it's
it
so
hurt
ridiculous.
Xbox.
So what I wanted to know.
How did we know?
By the way,
How
I
did
did
we
know. By the way,
motherfucking know?
but real quick, I wanted to know not what people, how you felt or hurt Xbox because of people's reaction. I wanted to know your reaction. What do you feel after hearing the interview? Did that help? Did
Well, I
that
think it's
help
stupid
you
to
feel
think it
a
hurt
certain
them,
way
but
about it?
It clearly did hurt them. Somehow. I don't even know. They always find a way to make Xbox the villain.
But
It's
that's
weird.
the thing. But when I hear it, it just clears things out even more.
Yeah.
You know? And it's just
absolutely.
ridiculous. There's always some bullcrap.
All right, so we have it in the chat right now. Who's the better Superman? Smallville's Tom Welling or Henry Cavill?
Obviously, Henry is more known. However, I would argue that Tom is a better Superman. And this is why I'm not talking about youth and staying fit or whatever. Obviously,
You should've put
Henry
Man of Steel
it's
for Henry
older and
Cavill.
he still looks like freaking Superman, right?
Yep.
And I'm not knocking how good he was, but Tom Wellington was able to bring us from like the young Clark Kent and turn into Superman and deliver that so well. For me, he's freaking Superman. You know what I mean? And that's just that. I feel that connection.
I think Henry Cavill's a better Superman when he's in the suit, but Tom Welling does an impeccably great job as Clark Kent. He's rarely in the suit in the show.
He
He's
was,
not in
and
the suit in the show.
he wore it. I think they showed like a reflection of it. They showed him flying. You see the cape and everything. He held the suit. We know how he got it. He said it from the beginning, I don't want to wear the suit. And obviously we know we don't live in that time anymore. It's not that type of world. But before, when you were labeled as Superman, that's pretty much all that you can do, right?
I wonder if he would, if
he will say that
Smallville
now,
was
right?
today being made,
If he will say it.
would he still say that? Or he'd be like, hell yeah,
I
put
don't
me in a
know.
suit.
Yeah, right? Get me into these tights.
Get
I'll
me into the
squeeze in
tights.
there.
I'll do it.
But
I'll do it.
so yeah, that's why they never showed him really showed him in the suit, and that's why that could be possibly why the show never went beyond that, or they kept going with the Clark Kent story. But the way that he I could just think of the episodes and they just replay in my mind, especially the later ones, and it's like he's just freaking Clark Kent.
Yeah.
That's
There was
just
a lot
it.
of great stuff, but
There was so much
I
good.
agree with you. If they're going to do a Superman game, I think that's the best way. Give us Superman without all his powers known to him 100%, right? And put us in situations that are him coming up.
Yeah.
I love that idea. Just
Right?
like every Spider-Man movie starts at
he's
the beginning.
always trying to learn how to use his power. This is what we need from Superman. And it's crazy because any other game that they've made, aside from the horrible graphics, it's like Superman being Superman. And that's where it starts.
Well,
No.
actually, Tom Holland's Spider-Man was the first to skip the bite in the origin and stuff like that. He was just Superman already. I mean, no, wow, Spider-Man already.
Yeah, but
Remember
he doesn't have a standard trilogy like the original guys. I'm talking about the original ones, all the big movies from
like Garfield
before.
and Tom. Well, actually,
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield never got a trilogy. Amazing Spider-Man 3 was
Well, he
canceled.
didn't make it to the third one, but whatever. But yes,
One
so I don't
trilogy.
know. I feel like there's a lot of good there, but I don't know. I'm afraid now that we've seen. I used to think WB Games would be like super on point, but
Yeah.
Gotham Knights was whatever. We didn't play it. Yeah, I want to play it. I think we're just gonna play it. But the other one, Suicide Squad,
That was a slap in the
got
face.
another thing that's like, what the fuck's going on? So I don't know. I don't know if they're making a Superman, what that's gonna mean, what that's gonna be. You know, is Xbox just gonna buy the studio and that'll be all their superhero games? We'll see. All right. Let's bounce off of this one and move
And
on
dive
to the
headfirst
next
into
one.
our next topic.
Henry is at 60% versus Tom Welling at 40. But I would
Damn.
argue that maybe because we have not everyone have seen the Smallville show.
Maybe that would be the only
Yeah.
reason.
I agree. You're mocking me, see. Mocking me hardcore. Did you vote? Did you vote
I did.
for?
Henry.
How could you? How could you?
I like Tom before. I don't think he
But now I said
would be
it
the
very
better
clearly. I don't think right now he can
I feel like
play
you have to
Superman.
say Tom was the better, younger Superman.
did
say
Clark
that. I
Kent,
made
but he's
that
not
very
the
clear.
better Superman.
But
Exactly.
overall,
That's what I was saying.
oh man, that feeling of, yo,
Listen,
Tommy
let's
Tom.
let's call it real. What we loved was the song. Somebody said.
No,
Yeah?
that was a great
That was a
reenactment.
great song.
Yeah, for sure. That was a great song. Yo, that freaking show was so
It was
dope.
good. It was really good. It was really good. See, the thing that sucks is that you can't stream like shows and TV and shit like that on here, because I would love to do watch
Right?
parties where we could just be like, let's
Smallville
let's do a
night.
Smallville
So
night
you
and
guys
just
can
watch a
check
whole
out my
bunch of
show.
it.
That show was so dope.
Purple
We
Berry
do have
voted
the
for the
complete
Smallville
series
one.
in the box set.
Thank you, Purple. I knew it was you, by the way. I knew it was you. It's my girl.
Listen,
Yeah,
it's still
it's really
50-50.
nice. That's my
It's
girl.
still up there. We'll leave it up there.
Oh, it went to 50-50. Nice. Someone else got my back.
All right, what's the next story, brother?
All right. So, Pixel Opus, the studio behind Concrete Genie, is officially shutting down on June 2nd. One of Sony's many, well, with quotation marks, studios that they own. So, do you feel upset? Because I don't. I don't know. Concrete Genie, I remember when it was coming out, it looked like a cute game that took advantage of the VR, and I can't remember a single thing they did after that. So, is it sucks that it shut down? Yes, but is it gonna shake the industry? No.
Yeah, but that's not why this is news, or why it's like the point of this like being an issue. They're shutting down Pixel Opus, which is a company that doesn't make big blockbuster games, right? So Sony is telling basically everyone, like, if you're not
No. Oh my
What?
God. Oh, damn. I might be deaf now
fucking hate.
because C-Money was singing, yo, Shintaro.
listen,
Facts.
I'm not a singer,
Fact.
okay? So there's no need to rip me, but that's okay.
Yo.
No. So the point with Pixel Opus being shut down is that Sony is telling them, or PlayStation is telling its fans, it's telling everybody else, if you're not blockbuster, if you're not making the biggest bangers, we don't need you. Okay.
Dang.
And that sucks, because it's just the opposite of
It's the opposite of
Xbox,
Phil Spencer.
right? Xbox is like, we want
Your
creativity. We
yep.
want different things. You don't need to be 80 or 90 to be part of our team.
Yep.
Be different. Do something unique, because guess what?
Listen, I
those
appreciate
audiences
that.
exist out
Yep.
there.
You
know
know,
what I'm saying?
there are so many games that do not get developed that are good concepts, right? Because it's like a smaller team, or it's not a big game, right? We're talking about not just video games. We're talking about movies and shows that don't even get a chance, right? So I appreciate Phil Spencer.
Listen,
For sure.
Mischief just said you're singing 1% above average.
Dang.
I'll take that.
Mischief, I'll take that. Yo, he took that so fast. He was like, "Yep,
take that as a W.
Thank you."
But yeah, exactly, man. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It blows my mind. Like, you got Phil Spencer out here letting everybody know, like, listen, you're welcome to be creative at Xbox.
Yeah.
If you want to try something different, go do it. Dude, Obsidian is basically, not for nothing, but Obsidian is just like Bethesda as far as skill.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's just call it what it is. They don't have the respect that Bethesda gets, but they have the skill level, and some would argue even more, because Obsidian made Fallout New Vegas. And there's a lot of Fallout people. God damn it, Mischief. Why do you gotta take it back,
like,
bro?
Yo, 99 below.
All right? Why do you gotta take it
99%
back?
below.
Okay, just let it
She was trying to
fly.
comfort you. You know what I'm saying? She told you
let
the
it fly.
positive 1%,
God damn
and
it.
Purple Berry's like, pull that rug, yo.
Barry.
99% below.
Barry's taking me down. That's cold. That's cold. Son
That's a
of
little
bitch.
hard.
That's
I'm not
cold.
gonna lie.
All right. But what the fuck was I saying? See?
Listen, this is the situation, and this is the
No,
problem.
no. Fallout New
It's
Vegas.
like
Fallout New Vegas.
Bethesda
Okay, yes.
situation.
Obsidian is, some people say that Fallout New Vegas
Gimme.
was better than Fallout 3 and Fallout 4.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, I hear New Vegas, a lot of people consider it the peak of Fallout.
Yeah, they think it's the best Fallout game that came out. Who made that shit? Not Bethesda. Not Bethesda. It was Obsidian.
Mhm.
So Obsidian's next game is Avowed, which we're all kind of looking forward to as well. I hope we're going to see a lot of it on this showcase, but like that's a huge thing. But that big ass company like Obsidian, who makes these bangers, right? They're still making their banger, but they also released 2 other games for Xbox so far, which was Grounded, which was we live streamed at last weekend.
Yeah,
which was dope. And millions of people play that game. Like it's a smash hit, even though the rating on it is low. People love that shit. And their other one was Pentiment, which was that cartoon looking one. It's not cartoon. It looks like
it looks like a Bible. Almost.
Yeah, like Bible painting. But it's dope. I mean, it's pretty cool for what it is. But it's super highly rated, by the way. But this is small games that nobody would have greenlit.
Yeah.
Let alone Sony telling us, like, listen, if you're creative, get out of here. They shut down all their studios that weren't like they had
and this is why they're not
what was
putting
that
out any other
anime-looking
games,
game?
but they're huge
Project
games.
Eve,
Gravity
trying to
Fall.
think-
They want to
Gravity
make
Fall.
sure that money comes in.
not Gravity Fall. Gravity Rush.
Gravity Rush.
They shut down that studio, but
Yes.
the first 2 were super critically acclaimed.
Yeah, people love those games, but because they weren't selling big,
Like
they shut them
Blockbuster.
down.
That's
Japanese studio. Sony's Japanese studio. They're a Japanese company. Well, they were until Jim Ryan took over. And they became,
Now
they
we're
became a
Americans.
UK company, apparently. But they shut down their own studio in Japan. Like, they just
Wow.
have the people who make Team
Last of
Asobo
Us,
or whatever. No,
Wait,
Team Asobo, the people who make the machine guy, the little robot.
Machine Guy? I'm
The
trying to
little
think.
robot, the 3D one.
Astrobot.
Oh, that game was
Yeah,
dope.
that's the only-
Astrobot survived.
Wait,
That's the only
that
one
survived?
that's
That
the only
game was
company
dope.
that's there now that from Japan or whatever.
They survived the Japanese Infinity
It
War.
was
They
so
snapped away all the
creative, you
studios
guys.
except
For
Astrobot.
That
now.
game was good.
Let's see if they can make a
We'll
game
see what
that'll
they
keep
do.
them alive. But the point
Okay,
is,
so this is the
like, you
thing.
got
Philly, go pick them up. And this is the situation. Where's the heat? Where's the heat for treating people like this? This is
Exactly.
what I want to hear. It's not there, right? He's out there. Phil is
'Cause Sony
backing
fans
up
don't give a
his
shit.
teams. He's saying how he wants them to be creative and do their thing. And here we go. Jimmy Jim, doing the complete opposite after he was out there in them streets running around hella crazy, saying crazy stuff. It's like, dude, where's the heat? I want to hear the heat.
Give me
Then
the
nobody's
spice,
gonna give it to
bro.
you.
I want that spice.
no one's gonna give it. Nobody's even blinking an eye about this studio getting shut down. If this was Xbox shutting down a small studio that they own,
Oh, up in arms.
Xbox is over. Delete. They're gone,
Dude,
guys. They're throwing the towel.
the guy that freaking is no longer
Yeah, when
working
the
with
guy
them
left.
from freaking Halo,
343,
and they're like,
Joe
okay, my
Staten.
gosh, Halo's never gonna be made again.
Yep.
They're gonna shut
Yep.
down the whole studio. It's so dramatic.
It really
Like,
is, though.
think with rationale and like
It really is. It's
just
crazy.
put things into perspective. What makes sense? What doesn't? Like, it's
Stupid
easy.
creeps,
It doesn't
yeah.
make any sense. Like, listen, I didn't play this game, but like,
These
God,
guys really
I want
boil
games
my
to
blood,
exist
you know?
that
It's
are
like
different.
annoying.
I agree because I'm sure people play this game. It looks charming
You know
as
what we
can
should
be,
do?
though. By
We
the
should
way,
play this game as like in
just
honor,
in spite
in
of
honor
Jim
of
Ryan.
it. Yep, we should
All
play
right,
it
and his nonsense.
in honor of them shutting down.
We should. All right, I'm down. I'm
Yeah,
in.
just to take a look and see what it is.
What,
So
Concrete
we'll
Genie?
do that. But yeah, it's just it sucks, and studios get shut down, so it's not like a problem in general.
It's the
Like, it is what
reason
it is.
behind it, right?
But that's what it is.
That's
it's because
the
the game was rated well. There's people like Greg Miller who adores this game, right?
Yeah.
Even he's not giving them smoke. Where's the smoke?
Where's the
Nobody wants to
smoke?
give Sony
No
smoke.
Nobody
And
wants
that's why
to.
they will always be the same unless Xbox does what they need to do to take it over, which is buying Activision.
Listen,
They get Activision
I
and the
hope they shut
landscape
up. They
changes
shut their
just a
little
little bit.
And
Braces.
listen, let's not forget about the heat. Like, even their freaking controller. We could not have been the only people that went through that, by the way. The freaking, the $200 controller.
the PlayStation
Beautiful,
controller.
slick. Dude, it
Battery,
charges.
shit.
Battery dies nonstop. Where's the
We can't
heat?
do a stream
Bring
with
on
that.
the
We
heat.
can't.
No,
we cannot stream
we
a
left it
PlayStation
charging
game.
for 24 hours, and it turned
Died
on for
in,
like,
like,
2 seconds,
right.
and then it was freaking dead. Come
Yeah,
on,
and
you
even
guys.
when it lasts
Where's
a little
the heat?
longer, we literally can't get through a stream playing that any PlayStation game
No,
because it'll die in that time frame.
and that's bullcrap.
And it's like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? That's stupid.
Jimmy, send me a new battery for this crap.
I want 5 new batteries.
I want 10 new batteries, just in case they fail,
That's
you
it.
know?
I want to be able to swap them whenever I'm ready for it.
Yeah, swapping them
Shit.
Jordans, like I'm swapping
That's
them
right.
Jordans.
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right. But yeah. So, all right. Well, RIP Pixel Opus. We wish you well. Hopefully, you'll go to other studios and make
Hopefully,
them better.
Philly will pick you guys up.
Well,
Imagine.
the studio is gone. So, just the people who are
Damn.
in it. Hopefully, they find new jobs. You know, it sucks anytime you hear
I
about
love how
a
they
game
just don't
studio
give a
shutting
shit
down.
either. Like they even like really like make a big deal.
Yeah, nobody cares, but we care, and we're gonna play the game just to
Concrete
commemorate
Genie.
them.
Which is, by the way, only $17 on Amazon.
Yeah,
So,
but it's
yeah, you
also
can tell.
part of the PlayStation Plus shit that we have.
Oh, okay.
So we
Figures.
just
That's what
play
he's
it.
doing. He's going to strip down the
Yeah,
subscription.
They're taking it out, by the way. I think it's
Jeez.
May 12th or May 9th, or it might have already been gone. If you didn't
It's like, we don't
download the
even want
games
this
on
part of our
PlayStation Plus, they
brand
had like a
anymore.
Oh, you
a
know,
thing,
I
it's gone.
can't stand that. The fact that they do okay, so you have the subscription, whatever. You get I don't know if they're still doing this, but you get the free month, the free game for like the week or the month or whatever the heck it is. And if you don't download it, then it's gone.
Well, that's what they all do.
That's
that.
like so
They-
annoying.
they
The
all do
game
that.
should just be
Like even
put in
Xbox
there.
does that.
Yeah, they all do that. It's stupid,
Well,
but that's what
crap.
they
Give
do.
me my game. What if I don't know? I'm doing something for a month and then I didn't get my game. I'm gonna have some problems with that.
For
Just
sure,
saying.
for sure.
Want my game now.
All right, man. Next one.
So I know you're gonna be fucking flabbergasted and dumbfounded at the same time.
All right.
Just the same way I was. But the Olympics, I'm sure you've heard, will be including esports. And one of those esports is Fortnite. And now, no. It's not Fortnite like run around the map and kill. It's a little island created in creative mode. And it's a shooting contest. You gotta shoot things from a distance and test your aim accuracy. In
Yo,
a game,
that's dope.
Fortnite, which is notorious for not having that great of aim. So yeah, wow, they
Well,
do.
I mean,
like
the
the
game
clusters
Fortnite
where you can
doesn't
shoot.
have a problem with aim. What?
The accuracy is random. If you aim directly at something, there's not 100% guarantee you'll hit that to a T. Like they
Man,
have
you're
a,
missing
gun
the bigger
depends on the
picture.
gun.
This is so freaking cool.
Yeah, that's a very different scenario. Depending on the gun has the accuracy, not the game. There's
I
plenty
think
of
that's
people
why
who
they're
play that game
making it
and
like
do it.
this, though. That
But
small
that's
island
really
just
cool.
to make it
That's
more
actually
fair.
pretty
That's
dope.
so
I thought this was
dope.
going to be a kind of silly
It
thing.
would have been cooler
to
if they
talk
like
about, but
let you
that's
do an
actually pretty
actual
dope.
map, like actually playing in the world.
Yeah, but they're not. It's about the skill. That's what the Olympic is for. So they're saying, how good are you
Yes,
at the shooting or
aiming
at
and shooting.
aiming?
Yeah, it wouldn't be fair if you're just out there and see who wins and got lucky,
Yeah,
right?
And they're using the biggest game in the world.
Because
to
let's
do it.
face it, when Doodle's down, you know, when we're playing Fortnite,
Yeah.
it's just some lucky shots that got
Only
my
lucky.
way.
Only
You know,
lucky.
got blasted.
I mean, I could just imagine someone
From
playing
all
as Master
angles.
Chief, getting gold medal and just Orange Justice on the fucking map. Like that would be kind of fun. I
So,
guess.
by the way, it seems like Fortnite is just the newest game because
there
it
was a
says
bunch
there's
of other
9
games, but a lot of
games.
stupid
Ooh,
ones.
Just Dance was there?
Just Dance, Gran Turismo.
There was like some other ones, but they're like virtual pencil simulator, like some stupid shit. Like I
All
can't
right,
remember
well,
exactly,
listen,
but like
the-
virtual fighter or virtual something else. Like
I mean,
random.
it's dope that they're getting some respect in gaming. I mean, it's been continuously growing and growing. I'm telling you, gaming has gotten into that next phase of life where it's not a niche thing anymore. It's just it's
A way
out
of
there.
life.
Like people just play games, and some people are really good at games, and people
Yeah.
make careers on games. Like people on Twitch or whatever these things, they play games so well, and that's how they keep
Make
it
money.
moving. You know, they make money on that. So
Madman Shintaro has a question for you, baby.
Oh shoot, I wasn't looking. My bad. What is it, Shintaro?
well, he doesn't have the question yet. So ask the question, and we'll be back for it. All right, what is next? Our boy Madman. What is next?
So, from its release, Hogwarts Legacy has sold 15 million copies and amassed over $1 billion in revenue. Absolutely mind-blowing. I don't know. People have been trying to do the stupid boycott thing. That clearly didn't work. Look at how much money these guys are making.
Well-
That's insane. And it's their Warner Brothers' fifth most profitable game of all time. So,
Well, I
yeah.
would say
What do you guys have to say about this?
this is well
Deserved, yes.
well deserved. There's a
True.
new
Oh,
patch.
easy.
Oh my god, I gotta play it. Oh man, I haven't played it in so long. Honestly,
See,
this
money's
game
ready, yo.
is so good, yo.
Madman.
It's so good.
Huh?
What is your
I
favorite
answered.
fighting game
He's putting it
franchise?
into
Yeah,
the,
I gotta say Smash
the chat.
Brothers. Every entry is an event, and I'm already excited for the next one.
Nintendo,
Ultimate, like,
baby.
jam-packed,
Holding it
like,
down.
crazy.
Locking it down.
So Hogwarts Legacy passes 1 billion in sales, massively deserved. I think it's highly underrated. Highly underrated.
That's weird because you don't hear people talking about it as much as when it first came out.
But this is the thing this is why it's like it's silly when we do this, because our little circle of gamers who like follow this stuff, it's like there's no like attention span, right? It's like a new game comes out. Okay, great. Ooh, so beautiful. What's next? What's next? What's next? So the gaming world moves on, but that's not how the real world works. You know, there's plenty of people who don't have a next-gen console right now who can't buy these games.
Which
right?
the Xbox One and PS4 version just came out, and Switch version is coming out at the end of July.
Okay, so but that's cool. I mean, that's a good thing. But the point is like, you know, these hardcore gamers, whatever, they want to move on so quick and just keep going. It's like, well, these games are still games that came out right now, and we want to play them.
Yeah,
and
agreed.
enjoy them. I don't want to rush through a game just because, you know, I have to be on the next one. Like, I honestly, one of my favorite things that we do is when we stream these games, it's cool because it's like we get to hop on and play a game and experience the game on the stream. And then if it's a game I like, it's going on my list of games to go back to. But I'm going to keep playing what I'm playing until I finish it, or if until I'm done with it and I move on.
I feel like it frustrates me when like some games is not that bad, like, but when you stop playing a game for so long that you come back to it and you don't remember what the heck you were doing or how to play. You like obviously shooters are like straightforward or something, or platformers, but
100%.
when the game has specific like quirky features, things like that, or things you need to know in order to continue the game, it's like, how the fuck do I learn everything?
That's why, you know, you dabble in something for a little bit, and then if you want to get back to it, you kind of just go at your own pace. You know, I like playing these games until I don't want to play them anymore, or until I beat them. You know what I'm saying? So just depends. But yeah, I agree. Sometimes you go back to a game, it's like, how the hell do you do this?
Well,
we do it all the time. We're probably going to do it when we play Resident Evil 4.
Oh my
like,
god!
What's the button again?
I'm trying to remember. Like, I know I went to like I had to get like this object in like this mansion looking thing or whatever that I'm already trying to remember what I was doing last, because it's been a while since I last played it, even though I want to keep playing it. So yeah, I get what you're saying. It's a struggle. Like, I did the same shit with Psychonauts 2. I was wondering what the fuck was the story even at that point, because I couldn't remember. So
see, those story games though, you can't do that. Like, you either got to commit or move on. Like, you either want to play it or you don't, because like if you're not following the story anymore, or if you forgot the story, what's even the point of playing the story-based game? You know what I'm saying? Like, you just gotta kind of play it or don't. That's why we might start something and then I let it be, and then I get back to it when I'm ready to kind of dive into it. But Hogwarts Legacy, man, such a good game. Again, highly underrated. I really like. We played it a couple times. I had you play it on stream, but I want you to play it again now. Being so far into it, you can fly. You can do all that stuff. There's so much more that I've unlocked and gone through.
Have they done like updates with like
right now is the biggest one. It says massive new patch adds arachnophobia mode and 500 plus fixes. So I always like that's another reason why I don't need to rush to get into it. Like Jedi Survivor, right? Like we played it on stream.
Yeah,
that was dope. I'm definitely gonna play it, but I'm not gonna stop playing when I'm playing to play.
No,
it.
It's not a game that you will rush to freaking play. I feel like they need to do some fixing and let them do the whatever updates they need to do to that crap before you jump back in it.
Yep.
It was an okay game.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a really good game. I just think that it needs patches, and I'm not in a rush to play it. It's gonna be just as good whenever I play it later, except it'll be better.
It'll be just as good, except it'll be better.
Yeah.
Exactly. You guys,
like
Tears of the Kingdom comes out next Friday.
Bro,
that's freaking
freaking
crazy. Apparently, we're gonna stream.
Gotta get that day
we're
one.
going live, baby.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
Now, just to kind of finish off this talk about this, doing $1 billion in sales, that's fire. more than 15 million copies sold. That's fire. Like, good on this game. The game was amazing. It deserves it. And I'm really excited for, hopefully a part 2 one day, where they could take it to the next level, where it's, I want them to do a next gen only
I don't
version.
see them not making a part 2 because they've created such a big world. It'll be a waste not to.
And I think it'll come faster, and they can drop the old systems and focus on next gen.
You know why? Because I think that they're betting a lot on the Switch version because of the huge install base. Harry Potter is not just a video game franchise.
That's okay. There'll be a Switch 2 by the time they come out with the next one.
It's so big. I guarantee you, but a bunch of Switch players are, I guarantee you, fans of the movies or other Harry Potter media. When the game comes out, I think Switch version might be the best-selling version. So they're never going to drop last gen completely.
Well, no, absolutely they will drop next gen
the Switch
completely.
really?
They're not going to release Hogwarts Legacy Part 2 on the Switch. It'll be on the Switch 2, yes.
Or the next Nintendo hardware.
But it'll be on the Switch 2, but it won't be on the original.
That world needs a new Switch.
Yeah, it's time. We can't live. That's like saying Hogwarts Legacy is going to come out on the 360. It's not happening.
No, that's
or the
too
Xbox
far back.
No, but it's not. That's exactly what this is. Nintendo Switch has been out for 7 years.
We need a new Switch.
It's too far. By the time 5 years from now, they're not going to release Hogwarts Legacy 2 on the 18-year-old or 15-year-old or 13-year-old Switch.
And while I'm out here making wishes, just a new Animal Crossing 2, by the way. Throw that in.
I really hope they do.
Guys, do us a favor. If you have not clicked that like button.
Yes.
Click that like button,
my friends. Be a pal.
Please.
Do the right thing. By the way, we're talking about games
Nintendo Switch 2.
Oh, by the way,
right.
predictions. I think they're going to call it the Super Switch. I don't think it's going to be Switch 2.
That's so corny.
They never
do that, bro.
It'll be the Switch back
2.
to
Bro, if you look at the track record, it's kind of like an average company that all
It's
PlayStation.
done. They're not doing it.
No,
they're not messing with their money.
You think Nintendo? Do you really think Nintendo is that
I'll tell you right
smart?
now.
Like I know they.
Yes, they are.
Super Switch.
They managed to fuck up the Wii
watch the chat.
by using
They're
the
making
Wii
fun of
U.
you. They're making fun of you. There's no Super Switch.
Listen.
It'll be Switch 2. Clear as day. They're not going to confuse anybody.
It sounds
PlayStation
good,
4,
by the way,
PlayStation
Switch
5,
2.
PlayStation 6.
Okay.
Nobody looks at
PlayStation has been like
PlayStation
that since the
5 and
beginning.
says, am I buying the old PlayStation? No, they know it's the new one.
I'm sorry.
It'll be the Switch 2. Mark my words, factual.
So why was the
I'm gonna
third?
put it in
Hey, hello.
Yeah,
why
yeah.
was the third Xbox the Xbox One?
Let me help you out. Xbox has not done an Xbox 1, 2, 3, 4 because
What the fuck?
Xbox is trying to make themselves different from the PlayStation.
And so has Nintendo always, by the way. And they're the OG. They started with Nintendo, Super Nintendo.
So the
and
second one
let me
is their
finish.
360th console, and their third console
don't
is
worry,
the first
I'll
console.
answer the question
let me
very
tell
easily.
you,
Go ahead.
Nintendo, Super Nintendo, the GameCube, the Wii, the Wii U. Did I miss any of them?
Sorry,
and now the Switch, obviously, right?
Switch,
so they
completely
tend to
different.
switch up the games. In my opinion, the names. In my opinion, though, because of the whole situation that they had going on with the Wii and Wii
Thank
U,
you.
they should stick
Thank
to
you.
numbers
Not should.
from now
Delete what
on.
you said was should and just be what they're gonna do.
Well, they're not going to. Switch is not going to be like
numbers.
like it's not going to be like the Switch 7 in like 50 years or something like that. They're never going to keep going
Thank
with
you,
just Switch.
Shintaro.
All right.
They'll do some sort of quirky naming scheme because they're Nintendo.
No, they won't.
They sold us
won't.
I got these
100%
over here
they won't.
fighting, you guys.
They
This is
100%
Nintendo
Oh my God,
we're
this is gonna
talking
last
about.
forever.
Do me a favor. Do me a favor.
Super Switch sounds hilarious.
Take yourself out of.
When I read it, by the
of
way,
the-
it did sound hilarious. Super
Yeah,
Switch.
take yourself out of the thoughts of the past, okay? And realize that Nintendo destroyed themselves after the Wii by doing some stupid spin-off name of the Wii.
First
They
of all,
are not going to
listen.
do any type
By
of
the
name
way,
other
no,
than
hold
the
up.
next Switch
Real
will be
quick.
Switch 2.
By the way,
Facts.
Or just
let's
not
not
Switch at
put
all.
this
Facts.
on
No,
Nintendo.
they won't
That's
change
a load. Real quick, everybody, listen
got it.
up. Let's not put this on Nintendo.
Sure.
That's a load of crap. Wii U, clear as day. Two different systems. The first one is called the Wii. The next one is called the Wii U. Okay, it was clear as day. Whoever didn't understand that, that's a load of crap.
But it's
the
not
casual
because
It was
it
pretty
still
clear,
sounds-
dude.
It still sounds like just a upgraded version or a different version of the Wii.
Nintendo, Super Nintendo, we know what they do.
No,
I mean,
who's
I
we?
think
Only the
everyone who
people
Super
who
Nintendo
are
is probably
from
like,
that
that's a new
time
Nintendo.
know
But
that
that's
shit.
what I'm saying.
And that's why it didn't
and
work.
That's it didn't work, but it
didn't
wasn't.
work. Super Nintendo. Well,
It was
didn't
no,
sell
no,
as
the
well as
Wii U.
Nintendo.
No,
It
the Wii U,
wasn't like
man.
some ridiculous stuff, though. It made sense. I knew what they were
Everybody got
doing.
confused.
Not everybody.
Literally,
dude. Not
every
everybody. That's a load of
website,
crap.
Everybody was like, "That sounds like it's just
Well, when the
another
Wii U
version."
first was announced, it was
Yeah,
infamous
people were
because people
100%
thought it was just a
confused.
controller add-on.
100%. Everybody thought that.
They made it clear
Yep.
after the fact that
It
it was
looked
their
like
new
the Wii.
system.
They made
but
it clear,
casuals
but it
still
wasn't
thought
on
was some
them. The
stupid shit.
fact that people got confused. That's a load of crap. We knew damn well what we were buying, dude. We were out
By
there
the time we bought
buying
it,
that.
yes. By the time
Come
we bought it,
on,
yes.
that's a load of crap. We
Okay,
you, I
so,
get it.
But I think we know that the little bubble of people who talk about this stuff, who might know, is very different than the millions of people who have no fucking clue about any of this. And they show up at a store and it says Wii U. That sounds like it's just another version. I
I'm
already
just
bought him
buying
a
the
Wii.
Wii,
I'm not
thank
buying him
you.
another Wii. That's exactly what took place. Listen, the facts are all you need to think about. The Wii U sold 14 million copies. 14 million units. That's it.
We get the facts. People
And we
didn't
bought
get
like
it.
30% of that.
We did buy like 30% of them.
So
But-
it's nobody understood it.
Nobody
and that's
got
why
it,
the next
but
system was
I got
completely
it.
different called but that doesn't matter what you or me get. What matters is the millions
I'm
of
the
people
only
out
one
there.
that matters.
I. That's it. It will be a Switch 2. I'm putting it in the chat right now. What will the
Well, I mean, a
next
Super
Switch
Switch,
be
Switch
called?
2 or Super
Wait,
Switch.
let's put 4 options. Super Switch. Guys, give us some ideas.
Huh?
Well, no,
Switch
'cause
2.
I don't want to confuse it. It's either going to be the Switch 2 or
Super
Super
Switch.
Switch or something else.
Switch Cube.
Switch
Super-
Q. The Switch Swap. Switch and
Switch
Swap.
U.
It's going to be the name
Else.
Switch and Swap. Oh my God. I would throw
Mega
up.
Switch. Shintaro
that.
said Mega Switch.
Mega Switch. Switch Ultimate. Switch Part 2.
Yo.
No. 2
Switch
with
Ultimate
Roman
sounds
numerals.
Super
All right.
Switch or something
Put
else.
that on there.
Switch sequel.
It's
Switch but better.
Switch but better. There you go. Full line. I think
Switch Brawl.
they should call it Switch 2.
Yep, facts. 100%. And that's what it will be. They're not going to mess around. They're not going to do any silly.
I think Nintendo,
Nonsense.
like, they're never gonna be like, they're never gonna make the Switch their identity. They're never gonna be like, oh, we're the people who make the Switch line
Why?
of consoles.
Why, man?
Because they've
Is
never
that- hold on.
committed to one
Is it because
before,
that's why they don't make
CMoney?
that's why they don't make Mario's every time?
A,
Because they don't
game and a
commit to something
console
that
make no
works.
sense. Like, that's
Hold on,
two
they don't
different
commit
things
to
that you
things
know
that work. Let me
He
tell you
didn't
something.
mean it
You
like
know
that.
why
He
they dropped
meant
the
the
Wii?
name.
Why?
You know why they dropped the Wii?
Why?
Because of what happened with the Wii U.
And that's
If
why they're
the
not gonna
Wii
do it again
U-
with the Switch.
If the Wii U was called the Wii 2, it would have blew up
No,
and
they
it would
wouldn't
have
have
never
blown up.
had
The
an
Wii
issue.
Me.
No, but those casuals, those casuals
me.
are gonna look at it like, oh, should I buy this
The Wii
perfectly
U,
fine
the
Blu-ray
Wii
player
Me.
or this 4K UHD Blu-ray
Oh, you're
player?
wildin', bro.
Like, well, this one can already play Blu-ray, so I don't think
Nope.
I need that one.
No,
So, even though it's a sequel.
No. It'll be the Switch 2, guaranteed.
Omega Switch Ultimate
Guaranteed. 150%. This is
Ultra
recorded.
Switch
Come back and call me
DX.
on it once that time passes.
All right, see, you're getting super
All right.
cocky over
Next-
here.
Next
Wait, but you
topic.
didn't put the poll.
The poll's up, bro.
Let me look. You didn't put up. There it is.
Yeah, okay.
Super Switch. I'm going for Super Switch.
Super
Super Switch. All
Super
right.
Switch. Switch and
Next
play
one.
with Super
Next,
Switch.
next topic.
All right, geez, I was getting sick of that. So, Riot Games has agreed to pay $100 million in settlement of class action gender discrimination lawsuit. The boys who make League of Legends, they've had a pretty hideous track record of treating their female employees unfairly, harassment, all the shebang. But now they're looking to atone by handing over $80 million to their employees that have been affected by this, and $20 million for the lawyers and all the funny stuff that came with the lawsuit. What do you guys have to say about this?
I mean,
Man.
I think during that time when it all came out, it was a reckoning in the gaming industry. A lot of companies understand were started by guys, and not just like regular guys,
Nerdy one.
nerdy dudes who were just all about themselves.
Who wore khakis and that glasses.
They didn't think about girls or any of that stuff. They were just sitting in their garages, making video games, talking nerd stuff. And as those nerds became successful, they became powerful. They got a lot of money, and
they took advantage of that power instead of being decent freaking human beings.
Exactly. So a lot of these companies started that way. And then a lot of the companies after that came up were made by dudes who thought they can do the same thing, and they were abusing their power. Just like in the entertainment industry and all these other places, that's what happened. And it all came to bear, and we found out what was going on. And you know what? Thank God it happened that we found out, because all of these places are now having to change. And, you know, the work environment is changing for a lot of women and a lot of, you know, people who are not, you know, don't consider themselves male, you know, alpha males or whatever, however you call it.
The big dogs.
And it's good that they have to pay.
Agreed. 100%. They should pay that and freaking
and
a lot more.
You can't take away what happened to these people.
A dollar sign on what took place, but it should be a really big one, a really big dollar sign, because dude, it has to. Not that this will stop it from ever happening again, but the consequences need to be big enough to make sure that it could hopefully not happen again.
Agreed.
Such bull crap that
100%.
we live in that type of world.
But
it looks as if justice has been served, at least at Riot Games.
Yeah, right?
Well, but it's not really,
it's not
right? So that's why it's like justice is not served. They got their penalty.
Yeah.
They got the slap on the wrist, have to pay money. They don't care about $100 million. As much as that sounds,
that's what bothers me. And that's why I'm saying,
world.
like, it doesn't matter the
money
dollar
doesn't
sign,
matter to them.
but it should be a lot more than $100 million. It should be something that really freaking hurts.
It's weird because League of Legends is funny because League of Legends
it's gonna be a compensation, right? For the workers, like current workers. By the way, I'm sure a lot of people left because they couldn't deal with that crap.
Probably.
So they're not getting anything. And the ones that are there, by the time they split it, come on.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's weird because League of Legends is the butt of the joke in the video game community, but they make so much money a year. It's ridiculous.
Well, I don't think they're the butt of the joke. I don't think
whenever you talk about League of
joke.
Legends, you're like, oh, it's either esports diehards or like people who don't really play games but are obsessed with League of Legends.
I think that time has passed where people made fun of these games. I think everybody knows that they're the big dogs. I think is the opposite. I think just nobody talks about it who's not interested in it. Because in that world, they're the big dog. And people don't make fun of it. People know that the money they have is real deal fucking ridiculous money. So this was a big win. But at the end of the day, nothing can take away what these people had to go through. So this doesn't absolve anybody, but
it's a bittersweet ending.
It does take a step in the right direction where they're paying and they're making fundamental changes at these studios. So, anything else on this, Doodle?
No.
All right, man.
Oh,
next topic.
I do have something to say about League of Legends. Where the fuck is Arcane Season 2?
Well, just because Arcane Season 1 came out doesn't mean they're going to be a Season 2.
They are making Season 2, but, I mean, it took 6 years, so whatever. Okay, so next up. So, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 came out, and obviously, Marvel has not been doing so hot. Apart from the rare Shang-Chi and Spider-Man No Way Home, a lot of their movies have been pretty shit. Now, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, I was kind of expecting it to be the exact same song and dance. But when reviews came out, and people who watch the movie, people who review the movie, everyone's losing their shit about it. And not just the way how, like, people like Thor Love and Thunder, but 2 days later was like, hey, this movie's actually pretty shit. People are saying that it's like the best movie since Endgame. It's absolutely incredible. One of Marvel's best, period. Emotional as fuck. It's super amazing. And, like, people have been absolutely head and heels over it. Nearly every single review has been gushing with positivity. And it seems to be a good step in the right direction for Marvel. And shows that Guardians of the Galaxy is probably one of their like lasting series that was not affected by the downfall of CGI and writing in the Marvel universe.
Oh, it has an A cinema score.
Which Marvel standards nowadays, which I can't believe I even have to say that. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
So,
I feel like they brought them in a little later. Like what the Avengers they were already out when they made the first
2014
one.
was when the original came out.
I felt like it was in its own spot. Like they didn't merge them much, like except for like Endgame. I think they brought in.
Yeah, Infinity War and Endgame had the Guardians of the Galaxy in it. But other than that, they didn't really cross paths
they don't
much.
mix them too much, which was, I feel like that was just a downfall of all the other ones.
Yeah.
They kept intermingling them, and it's like, dude, what the
Yeah,
heck are
3
we
doesn't
doing
do
here?
that. It's its own story. It's a Guardians of the Galaxy story that brought an end to their trilogy, and that was contained. Not like, oh, but look at that, Ironheart, which is part of the new Disney Plus series coming out in 2 months. It's coming out. You gotta watch that. Don't forget Miss Marvel season 2 and Moon Knight. What's this? Iron Man came back from the dead? Like, nah, it's not like crazy shit. It's just
it became a lot. I feel like
Guardians of the
they were in their own lane, doing their own thing, and they have a great freaking cast, and I feel like Chris Pratt has grown so much as an actor from when he did the first one.
I agree with that.
So, I mean, I
Yeah.
can only imagine that it'll be pretty dope.
Like, I imagine, like, I really liked the holiday special they did, and the first 2 were great. So even though people didn't like too much, I still thought it was an enjoyable movie. So I think that 3, I was worried that it fall victim to the Marvel curse nowadays, but it seems like it hasn't, and I'm looking forward to seeing it when probably when it comes to Disney Plus. So I'm looking forward to it. You have anything to say about it, CMoney?
I mean, I like Chris Pratt. I don't think that the fact that Chris Pratt was Mario hurt him. I think that helped this movie because I think there's a lot of people who are like, oh shit, he played Mario.
Mario's it's in a new movie, so let's go check it out.
Yep.
You
Oh my
know?
god, wait. This is not Mario movie 2. This is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, I mean, listen, for me, the thing that got me, like, did we even watch part 2?
Yeah, we did.
That's the
we
one that
owned
he
the
with
movie.
his
We
father,
saw
We
it.
right?
did, yeah.
That's
We
the
watched the
father,
second
yeah.
one.
Stuff like that.
I remember that one. That was good. That was really good, actually, at the end. That was a really good movie. So I'm really looking forward to part 3. I would say the other thing that got me really hyped for it was the Guardian of the Galaxy video game.
Oh, you
the
love
Square
that
Enix
game,
one.
yeah.
So good, dude. So good. I really, really enjoyed that game, and the industry did as well. It sucks that they didn't get the praise that they.
Yeah, it got overlooked
Should've
because
deserved.
that's the
Yeah.
people who made Marvel's Avengers, and people still
Yeah,
had
and
a
they
bad
got
taste in their
sold.
mouth. after
That's
that.
what they made the best superhero game story wise, because it's better than Spider-Man story wise, 100%. They made the best superhero game story wise, and they get sold to Embracer Group.
What a
Of course,
sucker it is.
Shintaro, go
in
ahead.
in a bundle deal for $300 million with them and the people who make Tomb Raider.
Yeah, I seriously
forget their
doubt
name.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is happening.
It's not. It's not. If it is, that'll be freaking dope. I would love it because that game was so good. Such a good story. So good. We should put that in there one day for you to try.
Oh,
out. It's
never
really
ever-
Crazy
yeah,
Taco, hello,
played that
how
one.
are
Oh,
y'all?
Hey,
Welcome.
Crazy Taco.
Hey, howdy,
What's
hey,
good,
how's it
man?
going?
What is good? Crazy Taco, vote on the poll. Switch 2 is the answer, by the way.
And
Just so
if
you
you
know.
have not, hit that like button, Crazy Taco.
Yes, hit the like button on the way in. Much appreciated. All right, so yes, Guardians of the Galaxy, great. Can't wait for it to come to Disney Plus. That's where we will be watching it. Very excited. All
Can't wait
right,
for the Halloween special.
and any other topics we got?
Oh, there are. So, Cult of the Lamb. I don't know if you remember that game. That was that indie surprise hit that was super popular for a while there. It's supposedly in talks to get a video game adaptation as a show.
Sorry, man.
And this comes down a very long line of adaptations. Just the last
It would be
podcast
called
about
Extreme.
Twisted
It would be
Metal,
called Extreme.
Vampire Survivors,
What
all
the
that
fuck?
stuff. It's crazy. So it's supposedly be getting a show after a little teaser dropped on their Twitter of the fact that they're cooking something up in a little animated little snippet of animation with Call of the Lambs. People are taking that as hints at a series. Not to mention reports, quote unquote, have been coming about them in talks to make a series based on Call of the Lamb.
I don't
Which-
see anything here. Doom and Shroom, is that what that is?
Did you look? Did you?
I'm trying
No,
to find.
no.
I can't find any news on that.
Did you look up? Wait, did you just look up Cult of the Lamb?
Call of the
Yes.
Lamb TV show?
No, animated series. You got it right.
Animated series. Okay, sorry. TV. Animated series are not.
So,
Yeah, I don't know.
Shintaro wants to know if we like the Ninja Turtles.
Absolutely.
And which
Raphael.
one's your favorite?
Those turtles are
C-Money.
sexy as fuck.
Raphael.
Go down.
Always and forever.
Yep, that's the one.
What are those, man? What are those weapons? Are those gaikanas? Is that what it is?
Katanas.
Katanas?
Wait, are you
No,
talking
the
about Raphael?
katana. Yeah, Raphael.
Oh, size.
Size. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
That's what it
Raphael's
is.
pretty badass.
He's
I
dope.
think they're
Raphael's the
all cool. We are excited for the new video
Michelangelo,
game.
for sure.
With
Like
his
I
nunchucks
don't know.
kicking
This
ass.
is a pretty turtled out year. We've had Shredder's Revenge and stuff like that come out. We are super excited for the Last Ronin video game, which is supposed to come out in the future. We're
Yes,
the
Last
new
Ronin,
Teenage
oh my
Ninja Turtles
God.
movie, Mutant Mayhem, looks actually really good, which I did not expect to look really good, but it does. So, there's some cool stuff coming out.
So we have something cooking. Cult of the Lamb looks like a cartoon. That's what this whole thing is based off of. It's something
Yeah.
yummy. Gobble gobble, yum yum.
I mean, what else is it? It's a little animation, and I don't. If it was part 2, they probably would have had an artwork for it,
Or
or
it could just be part 2.
I mean, maybe, but like, I think that
Devolver Digital. Look, all right. I already feel like it is a game because Devolver Digital replied to the tweet.
I mean, didn't they publish the original?
Yeah, exactly. So they're probably publishing part 2. Devolver Digital is not making a game.
Okay, if you
Who's
say
Jan
so.
Animations? The animation studios. Jan Animations. Do they make cartoons?
Well, they 2D animator with 15 plus years of experience. and shit.
Okay. Look, Jan Animations. Extremely excited and proud to share with you all this Cult of the Lamb animation I had the chance to direct and animate for Mashed.
So if they made
Got
that
it.
and then they teased an animation of a steak,
Okay. So they're
probably a
probably doing
series
an
is coming.
official, something more official with Cult of the Lamb to make like a video or something. Okay, that's cool.
Nice.
I mean, I never played it, or did I play it?
I don't know. It's not like, I think it was on Game Pass I don't know if it's still there, but I think it was on Game Pass, I'm pretty sure. I mean, that could be pretty rad.
We should put up a poll about the Ninja Turtles. There are 4 of them.
Which is your
Oh,
favorite?
I
See
like that.
who's favorite.
By the way, I'm
And
glad that everyone chose Switch 2 as the correct answer.
not everyone.
Ew.
Not everyone. It was literally, what, 21%?
Yeah.
Yo, look at that, Madman.
Well, but it's
Everybody had your back.
Somebody
That's dope.
could be thinking it's like
And-
Switch 2
Super-
Plus.
Listen,
You know what I'm saying?
Super
listen.
Switch 1.
By the way, let's not forget Madman's beautifully creative name for the new Switch. And I have to say, Shintaro put some really dope ideas out there. And here comes Crazy Taco, all right? Calling it exchange. I mean,
The Switch U.
yo.
The Switch U.
The Switch U.
The Switch Q.
You're welcome, Shintaro. You were killing it, yo. He just kept coming with them. He got some good
I
ones.
think you guys did that on purpose.
They know that Nintendo they never will call it 2.
I can't
It'll
wait
have
for them
some
to
sort of
release.
new-
I can't
they're-
wait.
they'll most likely call it,
Yo,
like, if you wanted to
it's
direct-
gonna go down when this happens,
when
you
it's
guys.
go against
Switch
numbers,
2,
I
me and
guarantee
Doodle
Oh my
are going
gosh.
to dance so
We're going
hard.
live.
You
We're gonna
misspelled
build the
Raphael.
performance
It's
out there.
RAPHAEL.
Okay, bro. It doesn't matter. They get the idea.
Wow, I don't. I thought I was looking at Quincy for a second there.
Wow,
Well, that has
Michelangelo
more to
is
do with your
one full
reading
name?
comprehensional skills than
But yeah, like I
my
think if you
spelling.
want Nintendo to be direct, they're more likely to call it New Nintendo Switch than just Switch 2.
No, that's the old Nintendo.
They
you
call
guys
it the
live in
3DS,
the
New
past,
Nintendo
bro.
3DS.
Thank
All right,
God
let's
you don't
give
run
them
these
a
companies,
little bit
dude.
more credit because
They're acting
I
like they're
think
so
that they've
stupid. Oh, I'm so dumb. Let's call it the Switch Maracas. That'll be cool. People will know that that's a different one. No, it's gonna be fucking called Switch 2.
Yo,
That's the
Switch
answer.
and the award
Scarlet.
for Best Actor
Switch
goes
Scarlet.
to
Thank you,
CMoney, yo.
thank you. Woo! If I had the button here, I would do a
Magnifique.
Hello,
Don't
I am
worry, one day I'll
Shigeru
fix
Miyamoto.
this and I'll know
Where's
how to do
Mickey?
that.
Happy to
Yo,
announce.
Purpleberry's losing
Mikey.
it. She's like,
It's
oh, Mikey.
Michelangelo.
Where's Mike?
It's called
Michelangelo.
Michelangelo. That's his name.
That's one word, by the way. That was like,
Michelangelo is
What was that?
Mikey.
Switch DS. The
Switch
Switch
DS.
Leonardo's Leo, Donatello's Donnie, Raphael's Raph. Jeez, guys. Switch DS. They're gonna start crossbreeding their or inbreeding their Switch consoles. Like, jeez.
All right. Let me vote.
What's wrong?
So people only like Michelangelo and Raphael.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
fuck
glad.
Donatello.
These are my type of people.
there we go.
Anybody who
Leonardo.
votes for Donatello or Leonardo, it's like, all right.
Leo's
Is
cool,
there-
but Donatello
Okay.
can go fuck himself. He's got.
You either want to be cool or funny. Michelangelo and Raphael. That's it.
Yeah.
Leonardo is the most basic answer you can give, and Donatello is you just want to be different. So, you know.
All right, man. On to the next one. Cult of Lamb is done.
All right,
next
Crazy
and
Taco out
last
here
one.
thinking just like Madman. He says they will never add a 2 to the name.
Okay, well, I guess you're in the same boat as Madman. Go ahead,
I
Madman.
agree.
What's the next topic?
So, Disney has officially confirmed a second season to The Santa Clauses, which released last December, November. Yeah, it got renewed even after Disney Plus's ruthless canceling of a bunch of shows on their platform.
Hold on. Did
It
we
will
ever finish
feature
that?
We
Tracy,
did not finish
We
it.
gotta finish that.
and it
my
will
favorite
feature
movie, guys.
Tracy Morgan as the Easter
Christmas
Bunny,
movie.
playing a
Yes.
role similar to Jack Frost in Santa Claus 3.
Yeah, for
So-
carrot eating cameo on Disney Plus comedy. I really want to go back to watch this. I forgot about it.
Well, let's
Yeah,
wait
I
for
think
this
that's
Christmas. I don't
that's
know.
what took
that'd be
place.
cool.
So the Easter Bunny from that other movie.
I think
was
he was there
part
for
2
a
or
very
part
short
3?
time in the third one.
Yeah, they took him away and they put in Tracy Morgan. You know what's messed up about Tracy Morgan? I feel so bad about. He had that car accident
Yeah,
and he's never been the same.
I agree.
His voice is not the same.
No, it was so
Um,
distinct.
Plus, he's older. So,
Yeah,
like,
that too.
combine older and just the change from everything that happened to him. And yeah, it sucks, man, because he was funny. He was silly funny for me.
Yeah.
He was never like, haha, you're so funny. But he was like one of those people who didn't care to like make himself look stupid for the laugh.
Yeah, you know, like it wasn't what he was saying, it's how he was saying and the way he was acting while delivering those lines. I felt
Absolutely.
for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Oh,
they're getting
Gabriel Iglesias was in here? Mr. Iglesias, a Jolly Santaland theme park operator, Chris Kringle, and Eric Stone Street Modern Family as the villainous Man, I want to watch the show. Why haven't we watched it all complete? We got to go back and watch it.
We didn't finish it
we
because
didn't fin-
remember
you know
we
what
didn't
happens?
wait,
like
we
after
didn't-
Christmas, it's
hold on,
like
we didn't
okay.
even get
Yeah.
to the part where Bernard got back. Like he wasn't even there
Shit.
yet.
Are we going to wait till like closer to Christmas?
I think
Probably.
we should.
November.
Unless
Okay,
we're
you know
doing
why
like a
that's
Christmas
cool?
in July type of situation, but
Oh,
that would be
Christmas in July. Fucking high
Yeah.
five.
We'll watch it this July.
put up the tree again.
I like that.
Oh
For
my
my
god,
birthday.
Ew, too far. But yeah, that's fire.
Nice. All right. Cool. I like that idea.
All right, this is a
Purple
pretty
Rain said
jolly
no.
way to end this podcast.
No, Burberry
Hellboy,
said
I
yes.
never watched or read Hellboy.
All right, so is this the last topic?
This was the last topic.
Oh my gosh!
That was
I
the last
love
topic?
the
Yeah, that was it.
first
The Santa
Hellboy
Clauses?
movie.
Yeah, that was the finale.
Okay, so
All right,
it's not the
let's-
finale because I want
Are
to look at
going
some.
into
We're going to
Tekken
look at
8.
Tekken 8, guys.
Our boy Shintaro has been bringing up Tekken, so here we go. We're going in.
So when I first saw, all right, I think what we'll do is we'll start with the first banger.
Oh,
Okay.
then the rain. Yes,
Yeah, so
give
we'll
it
start
to
with
me.
the first banger. So this is something that is honestly, we're so excited for Tekken 8 because it looks like it's going to be the first real like next gen fighting game.
Yeah.
Okay? So when we first saw the state of play 7 months ago, apparently, it was like, holy hell, this is like the future. And then we saw some of the other ones, and I personally thought like, all right, this is not great. It doesn't live up to how good the other ones were. I mean, how good the initial video was. But actually, we started looking at it again, and it's like, yo, that actually looks really good.
You were talking hella crap.
Oh, yeah,
I had to
hella shit.
ground you
I was
and
talking hella
explain
shit.
to
Those are
you,
facts. Those are facts.
right? That
That's
it was
because if
still the
every
same
shot
great
doesn't have 15
freaking
million
stuff we
pixels
saw.
per
All
frame,
right, so I'm going to put sound
then
on
he's pissed.
so that you guys can hear and see at the same time. So it's not just, here we go. Whoa. All right. So let me put this full screen because this is worth it. This is so stunning, dude.
It really is. The rain, the water looks so real. You kind of get chills from it. The way that it hits
Dude.
them and it splashes up.
This looks
Insane.
so good. I really hope this is story mode. I really
Yo.
hope this is story mode. Like I want this to look so insane. Jesus. Shit.
Yo, the lightning, the back. Oh, yes. Look at that fire in the back. That looks dope,
That looks
dude.
so epic,
I love
dude.
the sparks of the fire when they pop off because it makes it look so realistic. Yo,
Dude, I thought that wasn't in the game, but it is in the other gameplays.
Ass whooping. Look at the rock. The top layer of the rocks just shattered through.
Yeah, I didn't think about this until Shintaro said it, that this was the story mode. That makes sense to me. Like, they put all this extra detail into the story mode. This is probably like the final fight.
Yo.
Oh,
Or
shit.
probably like the mid fight. I don't think they'll spoil the ending
Dude,
for
that
players.
looks so epic, bro.
Tekken, huh? Shit.
Woo!
Dope. Dope. Dope.
So dope. That's so dope.
It's probably the most hype Tekken's probably got in a long time.
Yeah,
I agree,
it's
100%.
so good.
By the way, how many cans of hairspray do you guys think they need to use on that hair in order for it to not move throughout that weather? Because that weather was hella crazy,
Yeah, that
and
was
their hair just stayed put.
that was
just
so
saying.
dope.
Just
I'm gonna
saying.
end this poll. Raphael won, but Michelangelo was the close second, and nobody else cared about anybody else. So that's my type of crew. I'm just gonna put a quick poll in here. Tekken,
Tekken 8,
Eight.
baby.
hot or not?
Oh,
Okay.
Doodle a lot, right, Shintaro? Was I the only one? Obviously, Shintaro noticed that hair did not move. It was impeccable
For real.
throughout.
All
Hard
right.
as a rock. Even the rocks shattered, but not
Yup, yup.
not their hair.
Or even The Rock would be scared.
All right. So this was the one that I saw this and they just showed it in a way. I think they showed it the best way out of all the other ones outside of the first trailer that made me see it like, wow, look at that.
Yeah, right? Because you did not like the second one that
Yes.
was released.
So much more detail in this one than not the first one, but the other ones I saw. And then I guess when I saw this, it opened me up to see the other ones. Character models look
Right?
legit,
Insane.
dude. She looks so dope.
She really does.
Lily.
I also noticed that the floor stays broken.
It does.
So
It doesn't
anytime-
reseal.
Yeah, anytime, like look at behind her, you saw it was still broken. Anywhere they do anything, it stays broken, and that's cool.
See how her hair looks darker now? Because, you know, it's not outside.
That
Nice.
shit looks epic, dude.
Whooped her ass.
See what I'm saying? That
Yo!
slowdown, all that shit
Yeah,
that they
that
added.
slow motion, and then it doesn't lose detail.
No, and it's just it doesn't mess you up because the other player
It's
can't
seamless, by
play
the
right
way.
there.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're losing anything for all. If you saw that,
Woo!
that was in the first one. I didn't think that was
Yo!
gonna make it in there, but I guess they have a moment where you both are hitting at the same time, and one person wins. It looks so
Oh, look
epic.
at the kitty.
So dope. So dope. Yo, the animation is
Yeah,
so
Mischief's
sick,
loving the
dude.
animation. Yo, by the way, am I the only one who wouldn't get up after that ass whooping? Just
Dude,
saying.
I
She
wouldn't
kept
even walk
trying.
into that
She
shit.
kept trying.
I'd be
I was
like,
all
yeah,
right, you
I'm
know
gonna stay
what?
right here.
Props to you.
Like you did. What? Once I saw her swinging at me and like all that fire and shit's behind her, I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. I'll sit this one out, guys. I'll sit this one out. Look at that panda back there. That was super dope.
We just saw you get your ass beat.
We
Just
did just
saying.
see you get your ass
just
beat.
saying. You better bring it.
Spirited peacemaker.
I love the chains ripping and making that 8. You know what I'm saying? That's dope.
Oh, you gotta have that
Yo,
bike.
Yo, that
started
was like
with a bitch slap.
See, you felt that. I felt that too. Why do they keep using this poor guy to get his ass
Right?
whooped?
They just keep beating him.
Yo, but I love. You see how she
No,
hits the
you saw
ground?
the truck. You saw the truck reaction.
Yeah, the truck is shaking.
The way it moved.
The guy in there, he's like,
poor
"Oh man,
hot
why am I
dogs.
here? I should move this truck."
Woo! I love
That's
that
so
they're
epic.
adding different colors too. When
Yup.
they punch, when they hit, yo, it's crazy.
Yo, I love the fucking style and look of this shit.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's oozing with that spikes, you know?
You saw her dodge that shit?
Woo!
Yo, that has to be my
Oh, slow
favorite.
motion,
that
man.
favorite thing that happens, dude. You get to
Yo.
holy shit. You get to
He's
experience
dead.
it like
He's freaking dead.
Like not like
Ooh.
never before. Yo, she caught him and slammed him.
Yo. She was like, and stay down.
It's not good to fight all the time. What a message she had for her peoples, apparently.
Bruh.
Yo, the art is insane. Well, you know, that's a
Rage
good question.
art. Shintaro calls it rage art.
Now, the real question is, CMoney, are you going to want to get this on
That's awesome.
Xbox or PC?
Oh, that's a real good question. Probably PC.
Dang.
Probably PC. I got a 4090. That's kind of, you know, it's silly for me not to look at something the best possible way.
Oh, Madman, you're going to like this. Shintaro says the music is so fire.
The music does sound pretty good, I'm not gonna
always
lie.
paying
Crazy
attention
Taco,
to
PC,
the...
do it.
What
Yeah.
happened?
He said, Crazy Taco said, PC, do it.
Yeah.
100%.
Hey, yo, it's time to take out
Don't
the
worry, when we're
trash.
streaming this,
Let's
it'll
go.
Oh my gosh.
be in the most
We'll
excellent
be whooping
format.
some ass, if you know what I'm saying.
The Grandmaster of Drip, bruh.
He looks cool.
Yeah, get it.
Leroy Smith.
Lee Smith.
Woo!
Yo, but you see how it's not just when the character falls
No,
that they break. It's them themselves. When they
Yup.
stop on the floor to do
Yo.
a move, they are breaking the floor. That's how powerful.
But that's the
They're
thing. You
hitting.
feel when they hit that strength coming from them. You know what I'm saying?
Now, the question is, how hard does your body have to be
Woo!
to get hit that hard that when they're swinging at you, they're making the floor break?
Yo, that was dope. Yeah,
that you
right?
just eat that shit and
And get back up. Like, no thank you. 8-hour nap for me.
Oh my god.
Meanwhile, in Mortal Kombat, your
Eternal
lungs ripped
nap.
out and you just get up like
Yo.
nothing happened. Like, jeez.
Woo! Yo, he brought out the
Yo.
stick. Not
Yo,
today.
I love that, dude.
Woo!
I wonder how dynamic is that? Is that just like both of you happen to be hitting at the same? Oh shit!
Yo!
The fucking finger punch. That shit's insane, bro.
He
Look at
punched
the
the
dog
soul
chilling.
out of him.
Yo, he really did.
Yeah.
Man, he killed Bill, that motherfucker.
One
Man.
inch punched him. Right in the solar plexus.
See? You can feel the hits. Seriously.
All right, what's this? June.
He just 1-inch punched him. He really did. Mad force, though.
Yo, Mad Force. Oh man,
Jun Kazuma. Let's go.
this is dope. These are so dope.
This is going to be crazy.
Ooh,
Oh, this is stunning. All right.
I don't remember seeing this.
Nope.
Look at
Oh.
that.
争いはなぜなくならないのでしょう。
Is there no end to the conflict? Look at that. She's like, I guess there's not. I'm gonna beat the shit out of this
Yup.
guy. That bird was beautiful.
お見せします。
Right?
I like her style. She's mad chill.
Right?
It's- 'cause-
Very zen.
Yeah.
Jun
Ooh,
Kazuma.
you see how the colors changed a little bit for her?
Yeah.
A little more delicate, but it looks so sick. Yo, she's fucking nasty.
Yeah, she is.
Holy hell.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. So you were alive all along.
She was.
和也さん。
I
Oh,
learned
shit.
from Shintaro that she made it, she was in Tekken 1 and 2.
Oh, so she wasn't in the other ones,
No,
and
she
they're
wasn't.
using that in the story.
Yeah. That's why he thought she was dead, I suppose.
This must be story mode. You see how there's no life bar?
Yeah.
Oh man. Yo, that water, bro.
I mean, even that water looks
Oh my
crisp.
God.
as fudge.
Wow. Look. I think she put the bird into his soul.
Yo. But
Holy shit.
over here, I'm reading.
So it's like an
Shintaro
Avatar
said,
2 of video
damn,
games where,
that's
like, the
messed
water's
up.
just
She's
impeccable.
beating up her son.
That's her son? Spoilers, bro!
Her son.
Damn.
Man,
That's wild.
this game is...
So
I'm
what-
hyped, guys.
What
I'm
is
hyped.
rage art? So
I
can,
don't know. I just figured
what
they're
is that?
angry as
Sorry.
hell
The
making
rage
this
art,
shit.
I think it's like they're like those when they do the cracked out moves, like how there's like fatality in Mortal Kombat and
Oh,
stuff
okay,
like that.
okay. Cool. Yeah, I know she does look young for him to be his son.
Maybe it's a time loop or some shit. They went back in time or
Maybe she
something.
just got that good skin.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? Keeping that youth.
I use Vaseline.
Who's this guy? Oh, he got some funky hair. Man,
All right.
he looks dope.
He looks like he's
looks
about
so-
to handle some
Lars
business.
Alexanderson.
That's a long ass name. Yo, he looks cool as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yo.
Jack.
Woo!
Okay, look at Jack looking dope. Oh my God, I think we gotta stream this whole story mode.
Yeah.
Now I gotta wonder, because 8's coming into Horizon, should we live stream 7
No,
at some point?
definitely not.
All right.
I mean, I think we should do that maybe during like a game night. But I don't think, do we have 7?
Yeah, we have 7 as a
I'm
physical
not gonna
copy.
buy it.
No, we own the game.
Oh, before the game comes out, it'll be dope.
Well, but maybe
Fight
as part
night.
of like a fight night.
Well,
I
like
think
how
we
we
should do a
played
fight
Breath of-
night.
like how we played Breath of the Wild
answer
before
yesterday?
Tears of the
I
Kingdom.
asked if anybody have seen Fight Club. Probably not.
Nah, it's
Fight
not
Club's
actually
a
about like the
dope-ass
Fight
movie.
Club, though. That's the irony.
Yo, I love
The fights, right?
the fights,
The
dude.
effects.
It's so beautiful to watch. Like, I feel like this is
Watching
like the
a movie,
first
right?
fighting game, honestly, that I feel like I could just watch it. Like, dead ass. Like, I could just watch this shit.
Agreed.
That's like, I have to click the next one, and I'm like, I just wish the next one would just play. Are there any more?
That might have been it.
Are those the only ones?
CMoney's not spoiler if it's old news. Damn.
Not if the news was not known to me.
And that's it. Only 5 character-specific reveals. Interesting.
So
That was it?
no, look
That-
at this guy, Jin Kazama. We didn't see his.
Jun Kazama, that was her, the girl.
No.
No. He's got his own. So whoever.
Jin, not June.
Oh.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Pretty sure we
apparently
saw
we
that.
did see.
Like, more, please.
Let's see what's going on here. Let's see. Dude, Tekken 8 got me fucking amped.
Yo, seriously.
It has
and
me
watching all
amped.
these. When is it coming out, you guys?
I think it's coming out.
I
It's
don't
coming out
know.
this year for sure. I don't know the date though.
I think Shintaro said next year.
Shintaro said 2024.
Really?
But I mean, they're having like a preview. They have like a bunch of gameplay out. I don't know why would it need to take that
Right?
long.
There's so much stuff out. I didn't even know.
Oh, so it says it is coming out in 2023 as of like the last announcement. But people think that because there's been so little news on its release specifically,
What do you mean?
that it'll come out in 2024.
Why would they spend all month introducing you to every character and then
Not release the
not
game.
release the game?
I'm hyped, yo. I would buy it
it'll
right
come
now
out.
if that
Yeah,
was out.
Facts.
Like this hype I'm feeling right now, that's the best time to go.
Absolutely. Holy shit.
Todoroki.
Oh my god, it looks so good.
Woo!
That's my favorite, dude. That whole shit where you do that dodge, that's so dope. Oh man.
Get it.
Yo. See, so that was gameplay from the trailer. That move is in it. I think that board is like the final battle. That water board.
Probably. Yo, I hope you guys are as excited as we are for Tekken 8.
Oh, King!
Oh, King!
King!
Yes. All right.
It's King. Oh my god, King.
Oh, snap.
check this out, man. This one is dope. I saw this one this
really
morning.
good. Yeah, we watched it
this was
morning.
insane.
This is so epic. Another Shintaro joint. Got us watching these things. So good.
Seriously.
Yo, he looks so epic.
Look at that necklace,
Yo,
though.
I feel like he benefited the most from the next gen bump.
Right?
He looks so epic. Yo, and his wrestling moves? Yo, this is
Insane.
the pedigree. Triple H's pedigree, dude. Yo, did he just do that on his knee?
Yep.
Oh my God. Yo, I love the wrestling moves, dude.
Yo, he's crazy.
Holy shit.
But they look believable.
He's gonna take off the mask. He's gonna be the Rock under there.
Yo, can you imagine?
That'll be funny.
If they made a Tekken movie, the Rock would have to play King.
Right? Seriously. That would be dope. I'm hyped for the Tekken movie.
Is there a Tekken movie? Yo, is that the
I
starter,
don't
bro?
know, but you just brought it
Or is
up.
that
We
Rey
should put that in a
Mysterio's
poll.
move?
Should they make a Tekken movie?
After this video.
Just saying, this is dope.
Oof.
Yo!
Oh,
yo,
that's the trigger.
Yo, he
That's
just
the trigger,
punched
fam.
His own muscle.
Dude, I didn't understand. That's the trigger for your special. So once you do that, it goes right into your special, bro.
Yo, he looks
That's
freaking
such
dope.
a dope way to do it. Oh my God.
I'm just saying, you see somebody punching themselves.
Oh, there was a Tekken series on Netflix, Bloodlines,
Let me
but
see.
it didn't get much hype.
Everybody says it's hot, which is dope. Should there be a Tekken movie?
You heard, guys?
What's that, baby?
There was a Tekken Netflix series called Bloodlines, but it just got no hype. And it looked okay.
Well,
So-
they need to go right off the hype from Tekken 8 and go make something. The Rock
All
will
right.
be freaking perfect,
You
yo.
know
I will
what's the
lose
other
my
one
ish.
that we...
And oh, by the way,
Oh, there
let's
was
compare
one
that
more.
to
We
Street
saw
Fighter
another
6
one this
content.
morning.
Yeah, that martial law. I think
Yes.
we saw. We got to do that one. Who's this guy, Baki?
Baki. Oh my God, Baki's in Tekken 8?
Who's Baki?
No, I think Baki's like a anime character, some shit. I think it's a joke.
Oh, is this made up?
Yeah, it's made up.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's starting differently.
Yeah, this is a joke.
Let's get our clown asses out of there.
Is it really?
Yeah.
No, it's a joke.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a joke.
Yeah, don't even.
Like, but could it be?
But
though?
there was another one that we
okay.
saw
So they played us.
earlier today. They got you good,
They
see?
did
Yeah, that's a
me.
They
joke.
played you. Know what I'm saying?
I'm
We
just
did
saying.
see
Nina
another
Williams
one.
will be
all
in
looked,
Tekken 8
so I think-
for,
oh, here he is.
There we
Purple
go.
Berry,
Oh my
chill.
God, this one's so badass, you guys.
This one is legit. Especially graphically, what they do with him and the way he acts.
Yeah.
Yo, it's perfect. It's perfect. It's going down.
Get ready. Get ready.
Oh my God. Yo, it's Bruce Lee, bro.
I mean, he's a legendary dragon.
There we go.
Yo, I love that gladiator spot.
Yup. That's so epic. Woo, woo. Holy shit. Look at that shit.
Woo!
What the f... Woo.
Yo!
Man, it just looks like he hit you fucking hard, bro.
Yeah, like you don't want
Yeah,
none.
you don't want that smoke.
Yeah, don't start none.
Woo. He just kicks you like you're trash.
Effortlessly,
See?
though.
That's what it is. That's the trigger. So that dodge, that one that you look like you're hitting each other and he dodges you, that
Yeah.
is your trigger for your final, your special.
Yo!
Yo, that's so dope.
That's
yo.
freaking crazy, yo.
That's so dope.
I hope that it goes line in line, like the gameplay, like when you're
got
actually
that
playing.
protein,
He got rid of this like made up footage and actually just like
Thomas
stick
says he's taking a
figures.
lot of
Yes.
steroids. Something's going on.
Something's happening.
He
Ain't nobody
is-
gonna look that buff. I don't care if you
He is
work out for
cracked
3 years straight.
out.
You know what I'm saying? Like One Punch Man.
So this
If
is the
Dynamite
thing.
got to Tekken, that would be something.
Oh no! Look, Jack. Ho. They did a lot of these, dude.
Oh, Jack 8, not just Jack. Jack 8.
Let's see.
Get ready for the next battle. Tekken 8. New challenger.
Shit. He looks
Jack
pretty cool.
8. Now I can tell you that I hated playing with him.
I don't like how uncomfortable the movement seems.
He's powerful. It's just slow. I never enjoyed playing with him, but he looks cool.
He looks cool. It also
And I feel like if you really know how to play with him,
maybe
mess some people up.
Like, it looks painful to be him.
they put him next to King, so
Yeah. Because King is the next Jack person. See, I feel like his moveset is not cool.
no, because he's so robotic, but it's not
Yep.
like a smooth robot, right? It's like so robotic that you don't feel like he can't do what the other ones do and make it look as fluid.
Yep.
No problem,
But
Shintaro.
he hits hard, so he knocks their asses down. Oh, of course,
Oh,
Shintaro.
Shintaro, of course, you're welcome,
He is doing
baby.
King dirty.
Seriously.
Holy snap. So, he commits murder.
Yeah, apparently.
That's a big-ass gun, dude.
That's I would say. That's a size right there.
That is.
That's a size. We're not even gonna say big, small,
No,
half,
no.
whatever. That's a size.
So if you don't like him that much, why do you get so excited when you saw Jack? It's
No,
Jack!
I got excited to see another. Oh, Nina!
Nina
Woo,
Williams.
Get it. Let's go.
All right. Nina. She was one of my favorites.
Me too.
He's definitely not Raiden from Metal Gear, that's for sure. Nina is one of my favorite names.
In the world.
Nina with her high heels and her pistols and her dress.
Badass.
She didn't even give a shit. She's like, I'm sexy under here with my coat, wearing my heels, but I got my gat and I got my knives.
That's
This
right.
Shit, and sunglasses. Then those shits don't even fall off.
Ain't nobody taking off my shades.
Somewhere.
Apparently, Nina. Apparently. Woo. There you go. Yo,
Nice.
broken arm.
Past your bedtime.
Yes, because the blonde Ava Wong.
Woo.
Yo, I'm loving that purple dress, yo.
Oh, so dope.
She looks dope.
Man, I hope the game has like cutscenes, like story
Right?
cutscenes, like the old ones.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine she tosses those knives?
Yo, so dope. Oh, that's like my favorite new way to ever do a
Yep.
special. It's so dope.
Die in silence.
Yo,
Goodbye. That was disappointing.
oh, you could probably only do that when their health is low.
Probably.
So, because it's like a finisher, it ends it.
All right. That's
Yo.
dope.
That's pretty
dope,
spicy.
for sure. For
Yo,
sure.
I am hyped up.
Yep, there was another.
You know,
Look,
Critty
Ling
Taco just
Zhao.
mentioned it, but I just can't see it. But she basically just looked like a blonde Ava Wong from Resident Evil.
Well, she's a killer. This is Ling Zhao. Ling Zhao.
Purple Berry and Shintaro and Mischief agree that Nina's so mommy.
She is super mommy. Facts. I will let her step on me. No fucking Shintaro.
Get ready for the next
my
battle.
God.
Dancing Phoenix.
Oh my god.
I like how she said prepare yourself, so she fixes her
Yeah,
hair.
like she's like, let's go.
Oh, she's fighting Nina.
Oh, we got problems now.
Oh, that was pretty good.
Yo, imagine how hard you have to be hitting.
Yeah, with the
With
side,
the side
of the
of your
palm
hand.
of your hand, yo.
Like not your knuckle.
Nope.
The side. She's like, my knuckles are too good for you.
Yeah, just the side.
I feel like that would hurt. Dude.
Yeah,
Like
for
hurt
sure.
me. You know what I'm saying? Like it would hurt my
Yeah,
hand.
I just tapped it and I'm like, yo, my leg broken.
Yeah.
You know?
And she's also like using the front of her fingers. Mm-hmm. So it's like a jab, like a stab, like stabby stab.
Yo. Yo! That was dope. She's like, all right, I'm done here. That was so sick. Now, you guys, if you had the chance to fight one of these Tekken fighters, who would you fight? Who would you take a beating from? All right? That's a rough one, right?
She does look wholesome.
Oh, make a poll. Who's your favorite? Purple Berry.
You misspelled pole.
We'll have to pick 4.
New challenger!
Like Goku.
Misha coming in with the women. That's all I'm going to say. So she takes them all. Everybody. Shintaro's going to go with Nina, but wouldn't fight back. That's a gentleman right there. There you go.
Oh my God, I think
No fighting
she's got
back.
like the skull of a rock.
No
she could probably
fighting.
take
That's
in.
right.
She, like,
I don't think there will be any room for like punchbacks, you know? But it's good to make it like a choice, like it was your choice. You know what I'm saying? Rather than just.
Jin had probably the most interesting looking playstyle. Looked very different, and I think I like that about it. Her, so. Or maybe her. No wait, Jun was her. Jin, I picked someone else. Nah, I would have picked Marshall then. Shit. I'll fight Mr. Robot. I could just get water. Can you imagine you just splash water and he just dies?
Get ready for the next battle.
I can't tell if Shintaro is being a gentleman. Oh, that was funny. That was funny, Blessing. Oh, that was clever. That was clever, Crazy Taco. He's gonna fight Mr. Robot. I can just get water. I don't think he's that type of robot, though. And like peeled, right?
Oh, finally my Magikarp can be useful now.
He just dies. That's it. You were gonna fight Mr. Robot, but the rain, you know?
Go Magic.
Well, you came out with that freaking, what, he was purple with the freaking horns and like, I'm just saying. I don't think he had a chance.
I think Kazuya's whole thing is that he turns to like Satan and shit.
Yo, I'm freaking pumped. That was dope. This was a freaking awesome podcast.
Awesome way to end the podcast.
Right?
With some sweet Tekken 8
Thank
content.
you, Shin. Dropping
Ooh,
knowledge
Kazuya
out
and
here.
Smash Brothers. Let's compare the graphics.
By the way, Purpleberry brought up that we should do another anime night.
Really? But we gotta do comic night, bro.
We should put a poll up and see if we should do another anime night or a superhero night. See
Let's
what's
do anime
up.
or comic night.
Yeah, we gotta get into some new stuff.
You guys still gotta finish the ones you started, so yeah.
Agreed.
You can't start like 25 and be like, all right, now I gotta finish them all. So yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for hanging with us.
Yes.
We have a lot of content that we've been putting up. We love these live streams.
They're fun.
We do. They're fun. I don't know. Will you put in a poll?
Should we do a live stream
Tonight?
Nina dominated.
Yes.
Should it be an extended play of Doodle, you know? Or maybe it could be just a discussion night or a view talk or some crazy shit? Superhero comic thing? Who knows?
Of course, Shin. That was so fun. Those, I'm so pumped up.
They watch a little more Jujutsu Kaisen, but nothing else
Yes.
new. Maybe CMoney should try
We
again
have to figure
watch
out how
episode 5.
to put the episode on Discord while we react to it on
They do
YouTube.
Discord
So
watch
you guys will have
parties.
to
I've
run
heard of that.
both
People will
somehow.
go on. They have like
so you
Discord chats where you could like put something on screen and have like a watch
yeah,
party.
but they will have to run both so they can watch the Discord and be able to hear us on YouTube.
And episode 5 was cool because I watched the show before the movie, and in 5 I never realized it, but they made a reference to Zero, which completely went over my head. I actually thought was kind of cool. So yeah, it's cool to watch it again. I like it more when you watch it again because when you see Zero, is it like an extra half?
Real quick, Madman. Purpleberry's phone's about to die.
Good.
Guys, say bye to Purpleberry.
Bye, Purpleberry.
Yeah, if we were to do it, it would be tonight, right around 9 p.m. Eastern.
Tonight as in 4 hours.
9 or 9:30. We'll see. Maybe we'll do the extended play. All right, guys, listen, this has been phenomenal. Thank you guys for coming out. It's an awesome podcast. Thank you. And Madman, take us out.
All right, guys. So this was another epic Madman podcast, our 3rd live and 43rd of all time. Guys, if you like this, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Madman, out!